podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
ThaBoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? I was hitting him with body punching. I heard him actually, he was crying in there. You were saying that Gibbs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on.
ThaBoxingVoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time. Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
DBLC Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ. It's the champ. Sharing the champ with the fake champ. With Tally, Lightning, let's go. ThaBoxingVoice.com. I'm a team like he's a C+ fighter. I'm a dominate, I'm a dog fighter. I'm talking about punishment. We're going to punish you for 12 rounds.
Man, I'm talking about punishment, baby. We are back with another edition of the Boxing Voice. Hashtag TBV Podcast. Don't forget to call the number 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time if you want to voice your opinion here on the Voice of the People hotline. We're going to be talking Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, remaining undefeated 40-0 as he took on his most dangerous test till date, Luis King Kong Ortiz. We will be talking all the details.
I'm ready right now. You know, I always said that I wanted to unify. My goal is to unify, and I'm ready whenever those guys are. It seems like they ain't in no rush to fight me because I am the most dangerous man in the world. I am the most baddest man on the planet, and I proved that tonight. This solidified my position at the top of the food chain, and soon there will be one champion, one face, one name, and he go by the name of Deontay Wilder.
Let's head on out to the Golden State and see if my co-host feels that there's one champion, one face, one name.
DBLC Productions.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
ThaBoxingVoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rope into a knockout. Now, when the main thing is, I just know the guy. I wish.
ThaBoxingVoice.com.
Yes, the hipsters here. Haters beware. And I know even after his best win to date, Deontay Wilder is still getting the haters out in the woodwork. And he's still getting all of these guys and ladies out here definitely hating on him and definitely shitting on him. And it's unfortunate because he kind of did prove he's the baddest man on the planet last night, or at least one of two.
So to speak.
I mean,
theoretically.
When the heavyweight champion of the world used to be the baddest man on the planet, when that used to be synonymous with boxing, you would probably say that Deontay Wilder is the baddest man on the planet just because that power is unreal. The heart was proven. The chin was proven. The athleticism was proven again. Yes, he has flaws. Yes, he has technical issues. Yes, his defense is sloppy. Even his offense is sloppy. But he got the W. Got another KO in his ledger. And it's on to bigger and better things for him, most likely. And we have tons of topics to get to as well. HBO had a doubleheader. Dmitry Bivol versus Sullivan Barrera. Sergey Kovalev versus, again, I have no idea who this guy's name was. Jermall Charlo and Daniel Jacobs getting into a little bit of a heated altercation at the Wilder Ortiz fight. Definitely going to delve into that because Jermall Charlo had a lot to say both to us and just to social media as well. And just so much to get into. Can't wait to chop it up with Lainez and the callers.
Yeah, man, let's jump right into it. Look, you said it when you opened up the show. Even with him passing this test, he is still receiving some hate. But things are changing, Matt. The legends of yesterday have started to side with Deontay Wilder after watching him suffer and go through adversity and come out of it the way true champions do. Evander Holyfield.
Not only that, but there's champions now and pundits now also saying what you have said. That
I've seen some Mayweather quotes out there.
No, it's not even the Mayweather quotes. It's that he could have beat these legends. You know, he could have fought with the Lennox Lewises, the Mike Tysons, the Vanders, and be competitive and maybe win. You know, like I saw tons of pundits saying that post this fight. So that narrative is changing. You know, again, this division is on the rise. It's elevating to a status right now that hasn't been in a decade plus. So it's great to see. Even though those haters are out there, they're a minority. They're a loud minority, but
they may be. Let's play some tennis here because I got some. Listen, I think that Charlie Maine has Donkey of the Day, and we're not gonna copy that. But I don't know. We got to come up with our own version of Little Badass of the Day. You know, because sometimes being a little badass isn't a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? You can like it. It can be okay to be a badass. And you know what? If you're a fighter and that is your profession, you've at least won a world title. Well, then who the fuck is Nestor to tell you can't talk shit about the heavyweight champion of the world? And I'm talking about Gervonta Tank Davis, man. I don't know if you know, but I like to keep my eye to social media simply because I know that my listeners don't necessarily want to subscribe to every single social media out there. I know that they don't want to create accounts. And at times I feel like it's my duty to at least bring this information. So what I'm screen sharing here is a verified Twitter message from Gervonta Davis, one of many. And I know we just started the show, and it's probably unlike me to go into the show with some hate for the champion, but I feel like this is something that we need to look at and address as a collective community. Gervonta Davis, verified Twitter, says Wilder fights like a Tom girl, and he picked up some steam at the time that I recorded this. It was 517 retweets and 1,038 likes, Matt. Again, who am I to say Gervonta doesn't have the right to say this? Right underneath, Earl Spence replied, who's a fellow Olympian, same crop as Deontay Wilder. Actually, the heavy bag in our documentary was busted by Earl Spence in the gym of Deontay Wilder. And he replied at the bottom with the shaking my head emoji or palm on my face emoji. That could mean many things, Matt. It could mean he's siding with him. It could mean he's dead wrong for saying it. I mean, so many things that we can't even begin to truly put our finger on it, but at least we have an assumption. But I want to know, did you see this? What's your thoughts?
I saw it last night, I believe, when I was editing video, and definitely check out all the video from Adam at Adam TBV if you want to check him out. And also on the YouTube channel for the Boxing Voice, tons of content on the ground from Wilder Ortiz event. But I saw this, and I mean, he was hating from the jump. He picked Ortiz to win. I mean, so this wasn't surprising from Gervonta Davis. Plus, he's always been a guy to definitely cross lines. That's him. You know, he's still the mindset of a 2003, 2002 vernacular in the media, unfortunately. And I'm going to go on a assumption here and allege and say that shaking head emoji from Earl Spence is saying bro, why are you saying this? Like, why are you saying this, Gervonta? Like, you don't need to be saying this. If you want to criticize a champion, a Tom girl, like, really? First off, put the sexist shit aside because we don't even need to get into that. And I know our audience is very egotistical about, men.
All right, but before you go on a tangent.
No, I need to go on tangent. How is that possible? He beat a world-decorated amateur with 400-plus fights, undefeated, amazing KO ratio. How can you say that shit when he just knocked that guy out? That, to me, doesn't make sense. If he went in there and put on a glucose... Yo,
this is why I'm saying maybe there's a right and a bad time to be a badass. And I don't know if this is the wrong time. Tell me why, other than because you think that this is Deontay Wilder's toughest opponent till date. But I mean, let's go deeper than that. Let's say he's not hating. Let's say this is his profession. Let's say if there were another podcaster here with the amount of hours you have in, I think they have the right to critique you if you're not using proper etiquette on the mic or whatever the fucking case may be, right?
Of course. No, I agree.
So let's look at it from that standpoint, and let's not look at it from a social justice warrior standpoint right away.
Again, I put that to the side. I put that to the side because I'm not even going to argue that.
All right, let's not look at it that way, but let's look at the comment itself. Tom girl. When you think of a Tom girl, what comes to mind? I know we're spending far too much time on this shit, but fuck it, let's speed it up.
It's gonna be a long show. Look, come on, let's be real. I think of like a girl with like pigtails and like a.
Well, when I seen it, I said, "Damn." Not necessarily a Tom girl, right? Because obviously a Tom girl is a badass girl, like a girl that's almost a dude, right? That fights like a dude. But when he said it, you know what came to mind? It's like I see the way that Wilder's throwing these punches. Some of these punches, you know what I'm saying? Like some of them are clobbering, like so. Maybe not Tom, but the word girl in a particular exchange may fit.
No.
Not even the form or the technique that you're seeing in some of the punches and the extension of some of those punches. You can't see where Tank is getting the similarity, even if he's being mean.
Look, I can get it. It doesn't mean it's right. Just like he has the right to say whatever he wants. He does. It's a free country. He has every right to say whatever the fuck he wants. I then have the right to critique his opinion, to critique his statement. And his statement's bullshit. It's filled with some hater shit, some sucker shit. And we know that. Like, for whatever reason, he from the jump has not been with Team Wilder, it seemed. You know, he picked Ortiz. Maybe it was Wilder's comments about Mayweather and saying that he would beat Mayweather's, 50-0. I don't know. But to me, this is some sucker shit. And for a champion, a world champion who is, like you said, knowledgeable. He is knowledgeable of the game. He should know how to critique another fellow world champion better than this. Because if you want to critique his technique, go for it. But this is some hater shit, in my opinion. This is.
I don't know if you know, but during the 7th round, during the 7th round, he tweeted as well, and he was like, and I'm paraphrasing, you should pull it up, but you're gonna have to go through 1 million self-tweeted retweets, meaning if this person noticed that you retweeted him, he retweets it, or if you said something nice, he retweets it. Right. So there's a lot of that. You got to go through that and find it. But paraphrasing, he says something like, they're cheating. They're cheating. They should have stopped this fight.
Oh, I wanted to address this. Thank you for bringing it up. Thank you, Ness.
But dog, me and you are the best at what we do.
Oh, my fucking God. All of you people that obviously maybe not aren't in the clue on how the New York Athletic Commission now handles stuff, that they will take the full minute of rest. And then if somebody was hurt in the previous round, they will then, after that full minute is up, then do a concussion test as a result of the Magomed death that happened in New York City. So for all the people that said, oh, they gave him extra time, they cheated, it's corrupt, it's rigged, tinfoil hats. No, that's not the case. Everyone is afforded this. And I believe even you can request it as well. Like the corner can request it, I believe. Again, it's just ridiculous to say that they're cheating, that this is corrupt or whatever. If you are of those tinfoil hat nuts, please do not call into the show today. I don't have the patience for you. Because you obviously do not know the simple regulations that are in play for this fight.
Well, a lot took place yesterday. That is a bit of negativity, but it's still reality. As a professional in this business, I think you have the right to critique. That's why Pound for Pounds exists, because it's what you could do if you weighed whatever weight. Moving forward, Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis gave him him being Deontay Wilder, tremendous amounts of credit. I wish I would have went the extra mile and got to the actual quotes, but there's hours literally of Evander and Deontay and a group of reporters talking post-fight, after the post-fight press conference, and Evander just, basically siding with Wilder, saying how he did so many things right and how he showed so much class and maturity, and he showed that he could clinch, and he showed he knew how to smother Luis Ortiz's punches, et cetera, et cetera. Even Lennox Lewis said after watching Deontay Wilder suffer a bit of adversity and overcome it, similar to AJ, now he's even more pumped up for the AJ fight. Matt, I'm going to pass it to you by asking you this. I've seen a lot on social media comparisons, and there are some similarities. This being Deontay's toughest test, Klitschko being AJ's toughest test. AJ getting put down, suffering some adversity, and Deontay looking like he could have been stopped in a 7th round, suffered some adversity. Both men coming back to overcome it by stoppages, and now the world comparing the performances because of the similarities.
Yeah, and I think it's, again, I think you said this on the Thursday show or one of the shows we did yesterday, that it's one of the things you need to sort of be a star in this sport is to have the legends of yesteryear back you and ride you. And that's a good thing now that we're getting those legends, Lennox, Evander, now coming on and saying and giving Wilder the praise, because that's what the sport needs. It needs that transfer of star power, of casual fan awareness. Everyone and their mother knows who Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis is that has any inklage of boxing, knowledge. Especially anyone that lived throughout the 90s. They know these two guys. So if you're a little bit of an older person and you don't follow the sport nowadays, and you have Lennox Lewis coming on your screen or whatever, or Evander Holyfield, quote being on your computer, yeah, you're going to start thinking about Wilder more. It does help. This is what this next generation needs. It needs the Mayweathers, the Lennoxes, the Oscars, the Shane Mosleys, the Roy Jones. It needs those guys to prop them up.
Now, we started off with letting the world know about Javance's shade throwing. And again, I'm going to give you my paraphrase. I don't know, Matt, help me there before I create my own, where I was about to say my paraphrasing version or my make something up. But I'm going to give you my version of the next negative story we have to report on, still on the heavyweight champion of the world. As you know, during that post-fight
press conference?
No, post-fight interview, right? Post-fight interview with Jim Gray. There was a bit of something took place. As a viewer, you didn't know what, but you heard Jim Gray say, hey, Deontay, leave that alone. Let the security handle it, or whatever, et cetera, and paraphrase, you get the point. What you don't know is I am being told that was Big Baby Miller attempting to enter the ring. Now, before you go crazy, we ask our fighters, or we sit on these shows and we tell each other, well, he needs to get in the ring and let the world know who he is, because don't nobody know who Big Baby is. So Big Baby attempted, and I had to sit down with Deontay Wilder's brother, Marcellus Wilder. He gets a bad rap because he's his brother's keeper. And when you try to touch his brother, he's the first one there. It happened with Brazil. It happened with Tony Bellew. And it seems like it might have happened yesterday with Big Baby, which isn't the first run-in with Team Wilder and Big Baby since Baby had been ejected from the training camp due to, and I'm using air quotes, dehydration because of the hot Alabama sun. After sparring Deontay Wilder in the gym, he had to go to the hospital, did not come back. Ever since then, there's been a rivalry back and forth between the two men, shots being taken, very disrespectful shots on the side of Big Baby, going at the, I'm going to say family now, because Deontay is engaged to his fiance. Big Baby even mentioned the last rant, some sort of, what do you call it? he made it racial by bringing up the fact, take your Asian whatever girlfriend, blah blah blah. So the point is, he has a post on his Instagram, not sure if he took it down, that shows all 40 Deontay Wilder's fights and where his opponents were ranked. And then a very thorough, detailed, descriptive, explicit message about how he's coming for his skinny toothpick legs, et cetera, et cetera. All the good clubber laying sort of stuff that we would normally sit here and condone.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, where do you sit with this one?
Well, before I give you my opinion on Big Baby Miller, him allegedly trying to enter the ring and all that, we do have some super chatters, Pittsburgh Brew and Larry Merchant, both giving you shit for thinking that Wilder Ortiz was better than AJ Klitschko. Salute both of you guys, because you're right on the money right there.
Wait a minute. Allow me to defend myself. I do believe whenever I said this, I also said to you immediately, Matt, but Klitschko is a better scalp, and it meant more. I don't even think I said it. I think a caller said that on a show. I don't even know what y'all talking about, but whatever. I'll take it. Wakanda forever.
What I think about Big Baby Miller crossing the line? Yeah, he crossed the line. I mean, that Instagram post about his girlfriend, or I should say fiance for Wilder, I thought was crossing the line a lot. I'm actually shocked that Wilder had not seen it when we brought it up to him. Check out the TBV documentary, Deontay Wilder, One Champion, One Face, One Name, if you want to see that reaction. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know really what to think about. Do I condemn him? No, I don't condemn him. I mean, Big Baby Miller, to me, seems like he is very methodical and meticulous about his shit talking, in terms of, it seems like premeditated. That's probably the better term. It's premeditated shit talking. He is thinking about it. He's trying to be the U.S. Tyson Fury in a way, where Tyson Fury, to me, probably has a notepad writing down shit talking, like lines he's going to say later. I think Big Baby Miller does that. I think it's good for the U.S. heavyweight boxing scene, whatever you may think about the actual substance of what he is saying, and the morality of it. It is good for the sport. It is good for Wilder, I would say, as well, because let's say you're a big Wilder fan and he beats AJ this year, which is what you're hoping and believing. He needs somebody else after that.
He needs another antagonist.
He needs another foil, and Big Baby Miller is that. So I think whatever he is saying at this point, it has not crossed the line enough to where I'm like, whoa, we have to pump the brakes on him. Somebody needs to go talk to him. The guy's wilding out. He hasn't reached that status yet, in my opinion. Yes?
This is my backhand right here, man.
I noticed that. That's why I stopped talking. So, what's that? Better.
Guys, just a quick one. After staying up late to watch Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz fight, it was a great fight, to say the least. It was well worth waiting up for. Well, I didn't actually wait up. I set an alarm and got up early. Got back to bed. I'm still in bed. It's late. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that I can't beat Deontay Wilder. Everything about Deontay Wilder makes it easy for me. Deontay Wilder's 14 over 39 knockouts. And I once got in the ring to him and promised him that I'd knock him out anytime, any place, anywhere. And after last night, I really know that it's 100% true. If he ever fights me, I'll knock him out for sure.
Now, Matt, that's another bit of negativity that came to Wilder, but the spin on all this is everyone is watching.
True.
Tyson Fury set an alarm to watch this. He's groggy, giving the world his review, but he felt it necessary at whatever time. So the performance, I think, also will entice more opponents or future opponents, simply because he showed vulnerability. But I see a lot more pungence being very impressed regardless. I mean, I've seen people say, you know, it doesn't matter now about how wild he is. That right hand changes everything.
Yeah, and I wouldn't go as far as to say that. I think that's a little bit hyperbolic to not shore up defensive flaws. I think it's just wildly irresponsible as a boxer / trainer / team of Team Wilder. I think that would be just highly irresponsible just to rely on the power, rely on the wildness and unorthodoxness of Wilder. I think that would be ill-advised. But there's a like kernel of truth to it. That unorthodox style he has, the power he has, when you add that to a frame and athleticism that he has displayed, it is hard to beat, especially in the heavyweight division. This isn't the welterweight division. This isn't even the middleweight division. This is the heavyweight division. It is a little more barren in terms of athletic talent. You know, you have the Wilders, the Joshuas, maybe a Parker, maybe Ortiz, but I wouldn't even put them on the same athletic ability as AJ and Wilder. You know, Klitschko's back in the day with that. Lennox, Tyson in his prime. You know, you have the guys like that were athletic, you know, specimens. Wilder and Joshua are that. So that's why I think that at this point, you must be thinking to yourself, well, if he beat Ortiz, he beats everyone in the division, but maybe AJ. Maybe. You know, that's why I think everyone's sort of turning their minds around, because he was able to get around the technical disparity between him and Ortiz. Ortiz is the guy that has the most technical skill in the heavyweight division, arguably. And he got around it. You know, is it really that far-fetched to think that he won't get around the technique of AJ, technique of Parker, even the technique of Tyson Fury on a comeback trail? I don't think it's that far-fetched.
Well, again, he is changing the minds of the world, right? Parker's trainer, Kevin Barry, Joseph Parker, the man going in to the unification with IBO, IBF, and WBA champion Anthony Joshua, said that Deontay Wilder made himself the guy to beat with last night's performance. And I quote, "It was a smart fight by Wilder, but I think that is a fight that Ortiz and his people will be looking at today and asking why they didn't go harder in the 8th round. There are similarities between Wilder's performance against Ortiz and Joshua's performance against Klitschko. Both guys fighting very good opponents, both guys being hurt, coming back from some dark places and winning sensational performances. Wilder has set himself up as the guy to beat, and now he is 40-0, which demands a lot of respect. I've always thought he is the most dangerous puncher against the heavyweight group. He showed once again he can lose rounds. He can look unorthodox. He can look dangly. But when he hits you with that right hand, there is nobody in the 40 opponents he hasn't put on the canvas. And that was the thing. When he, you know, look, 2 times, he could have got this fight done quicker. Now, let's talk about some fighting. We've already talked about everybody else and their thoughts about the fight. Let's talk about the actual fight. It wasn't as exciting as some are making it out. Maybe it was back end exciting, or maybe it was me betting on the front end that tainted it for me. But
probably that.
Whenever he got that first knockdown, Ortiz was saved by the bell. He was saved by the bell, because when Wilder got the next knockdown, you just knew it was over. I knew it was over, but don't get me wrong. I also thought it was over in the 7th, and I was just, you know, mad. It's over, man. Oh shit! I mean, that audio was crazy.
Wilder was saved by the bell in that round as well. You know, if he had,
I would not call that was saved by the bell, because I remember in that round I said, "Holy shit, he's got 1 minute and 10 left."
No, he did not have that much time. Trust me. Yeah.
No, I mean, look, man, I lived it. Lewis didn't close it
multiple times. It wasn't that much amount of time.
Lewis didn't close the deal, and that's exactly what Kevin Barry is talking about. He had the 7th and the 8th to seal it. Wilder took the entire 8th off and almost some of the 9th, bro.
Yeah. You know, I what was the question in there though? Exactly.
No. There was no question. Just, you know, just getting into the actual fight, I wanted to get your opinion. I guess there was a question. Do you think it could have been over after that first knockdown had he not been saved by the bell?
Yes, but I also think that if you give anyone, let's say a full 2.5 minutes after you hurt someone, you're gonna finish them. I believe Wilder, and when he finally finished Ortiz in the 10th or 11th round, he had well over 2 minutes of work to actually finish him after you hurt him. You give Ortiz that amount of time after he hurt someone, he's going to finish him. Same with Wilder.
Ortiz had the entire eighth. Remember, Wilder didn't do much in the eighth.
But he had, let's say,
he tried to survive. That's all.
But he had 45 seconds to a minute of unloading shots. He blew out his arms in that round and had to recover himself, similar to Klitschko against AJ. When you're that big and you have that much muscle on you, you can't throw 80 punches, 100 punches around.
Oh, you're talking Ortiz.
Next round. Yes, I'm talking Ortiz. That's why he wasn't able to capitalize on that next round, because he threw his arms out. He needed to get the blood flowing.
He did have, though, in terms of recovery, it wasn't necessarily stamina, because I get what you're saying. After he had that big round, he kind of never completely got all his energy back. But he did have good recovery time when getting hit or hurt, because a lot of right hand, not a lot, but there were highlight right hands that would land, that would get his attention, or whatever would happen, and whether he went down, but he would get back up or be ready for the next exchange if he didn't go down.
If you remember, if you remember the round after he was knocked down, right before the round ended, that round after it, following it, Wilder put it on Ortiz. I mean, put it on him. He landed one right hand that had Ortiz's eyes going back. Remember, you talked about looking like Curtis Stevens. That was that round. So I mean, Ortiz didn't go down in that round, and that was 3 minutes of Wilder beating his ass, and that led to Wilder getting tired and getting
about his legs, and one of our callers mentioning that Ortiz has a big trunk and he'll be able to absorb some punches, which he was right. Now, look, let's not stay here too long. I think it's always exciting to talk about what's next. So Ortiz put on a hell of a performance. People tried to clown him and say he was old. He didn't look old. He was on his toes, bit of a spring chicken in this fight, but he suffered a knockout loss. So minimum commission, I believe, is 90 days. And how should he return? Because in 90, it would be fun to discuss another top 10, but I think he deserves a tune-up. Yeah. But do we go with another Daniel Martz, or do we get like an Amir Mansour sort of tune-up?
You might get something like that. You're probably going to get somebody that doesn't have a lot of name value, to be honest. But in all honesty, a matchup to me that would make sense, Luis Ortiz remains Tavern. Sort of like the two guys that just lost to Wilder, put them against each other.
Yeah, but does Bermain deserve to be back in a high-profile fight? I mean, I could think of other guys like Dillian White.
But see, Dillian White's going to beat Lucas Brown. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, but then a fight with him and Lewis makes total sense, because
I don't think Dillian White coming off a win against Lucas Brown is going to fight a guy coming off a loss to Deontay Wilder. That to me is not going to happen.
I mean, I think that Luis Ortiz still should retain some of his, I guess, the aura of what he was.
Maybe a Derek Chisora. I can see that.
That would be a fun fight too. It would. The thing is, we mentioned those names, Dillian and Derek. They don't really get any steam on this side. Maybe we need to start thinking American heavyweight since he's with Heyman now.
Yeah, but who?
Tony Thompson. We haven't seen Tony Thompson in a while. Maybe Malik Scott.
No, he already fought Malik Scott. He already fought Malik Scott, and that was an awful fight.
Yeah, he did that already. I don't know.
Maybe a Andy Ruiz Jr., Chris Areola, Eric Molina. Those could all be fights as well.
Ruiz Jr. being with Top Rank. I just hear politics. You know what? I'm not going to prolong this. We'll move on to Deontay. I don't know. Assess the performance.
I mean, we obviously check out the media reaction show last night if you really want a more in-depth take on it. Me and Ness really, I think, dove into it, even though just immediate reaction. I thought Ortiz was able to get the outside foot placement every time he was able to throw offense, was able to get the angles, work the body quite well. I think Wilder, when he was able to keep it behind the jab, able to, throw the right hand, or not able to, willing to throw the right hands, play more accurate, I think he was able to keep Ortiz at bay. Ortiz was not willing to really try to rush in there. Ortiz wanted Wilder to engage, to get sloppy, get on the inside, and then deliver some counter shots. And he did that on several occasions, and he had some really good work. That's how he hurt Wilder with the right hand, was on the inside when Wilder had his hands down. I think Wilder's defensive flaws in terms of hand placement, pairing and such, I thought was an issue. As always, he did obviously survive the him getting hurt, but still he needed to shore that up. And he also needs to shore up his inside game. And I don't know, maybe Mark Breland's not the guy to teach him that, because Mark Breland was always an outside fighter. Maybe we need a secondary coach to come in to help out with the inside game. But to me, that is his fatal flaw. That's where Ortiz was almost able to hit him numerous times on the chin and put him out. I think that definitely needs to improve. But great fight. Amazing fight. In my opinion, one of the top probably 5 or so fights of the last decade in the heavyweight division. Definitely one of the best fights on U.S. soil in a very long time for the heavyweight division. And I think Wilder is now in a position where he showed enough flaws, showed enough weakness, but also looked good enough where that AJ fight next is a real possibility. Where beforehand, I did not think that was going to happen. I think if you got that first round knockout, Ness, it would not have happened. But with the way the fight looked, with the way that Wilder did look vulnerable at times, I think Eddie Hearn and AJ are going to make that fight next after they beat Parker, which hopefully will happen.
From the super chat, Larry Merchant saying Wilder has been given 39 tune-ups.
That's funny.
In terms of assessment, I feel almost disrespectful saying that he needs another trainer or something. But he isn't. It's not clicking. Backing up in a straight line, pulling out with your hands down. And hopefully this fight, he learns from it. Hopefully this fight, he goes back and he watches the tape. There's a Badu Jack Instagram live video that is being circulated with the assumption that the woman screaming on the video allegedly is Deontay Wilder's fiance. Now, I don't even know if she was in the building. Matt, did you see her? Did they show her?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, while Lewis was ripping away in that 7th round, Badu Jack is live streaming away. And there is a very panicky woman being heard. You can't see because obviously Badu is streaming the fight. But people are circulating it like, yo, look at Deontay Wilder's wife while he was about to get knocked out. And I bring all that to say is I'm sure everyone in his camp were pretty frightened last night.
They had to be. They had to be. That was the closest he's ever been to being stopped in his career.
And hopefully as a team, they can see that and understand that at this point, he's a franchise. I mean, he was on ESPN, Sports Center. He was on First Take. He was on Charlemagne the God. He was on Fox 5. He brought out Little Kim. Denzel went to his room. He brought actors to the Barclay. He sold out nearly 15,000, which to our UK listeners that need to be educated. Not that you are not, but we don't do 90,000 here. I mean, 40 we see in Texas whenever a Triple G or actually a Canelo goes to Texas.
It needs to be a Canelo or Hispanic fighter to draw that, and it needs to be in Texas.
You know, but 14 in the Barclay, 14,000 high 500s. That is the second highest crowd since Thurman Garcia, Matt.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm not surprised. Wilder, like I know that like Eddie has like put this narrative out that everyone in the UK has bought on that Wilder is this unknown entity. He's not. I mean, I've talked to people and said I went to Alabama and I was with, you know, Deontay Wilder, people that don't know boxing, but they know of him. They do know of him. To say that he isn't known in some capacity to the sporting culture in America, I think is a little bit ignorant of what he does on TV, the numbers he brings on TV, especially by himself, usually with no supporting casting. Right, he had Andre Durrell and Jose Uzcategui as his co-main event, and when he pulls in 1.5 million viewers on Showtime, and it's basically because of him in this fight, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Wilder is known.
Now, he sent a bunch of messages, and I think the strongest one was, how many times do I have to call him out? I've seen a bunch of UK publications using that quote. And he'll be at Sky Sports. He'll be in Cardiff. He'll be there for the fight. Matt, I feel like they did the right thing. I think that the Luis Ortiz chess move put Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearns in check. They are in check, and they need to get out of it. Whether that is sending a contract over after the Parker fight if they are victorious, or getting out of check by staging the Big Baby Miller fight if he is victorious versus former foe of Deontay Wilder and Duhaupas. But right now, the public is looking at them and waiting for their move.
Agreed. And think about it, the thing was that Wilder's fought 39 people and they've all bums. You can't say that anymore. You just can't. If you do, you're going to look like a fool. You're going to look like a fanboy that's 100% biased, that's blinded to the just plain truth of the matter, that Ortiz was a top 3 or 4 heavyweight in the world. That means something. To the people in the industry, that means something. For the TV execs, that means something. This fight was big. It was promoted properly, even though it wasn't promoted a lot. It was promoted properly. And I'm not surprised with the gate numbers. I'm curious to see what the gate revenue is. But I'm not surprised with the gate attendance at all. It being the second highest, only behind Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia. Obviously, that one being, I think, bigger than this one just because of Danny and his presence at the Barclays Center as well. I'm not shocked at all with any of these metrics. I'm not shocked at AJ and Eddie being now pressured into this fight. This was all going to happen. This was a brilliant chess move in a way, like you said. And to be honest, this was the only move to make was Ortiz. They could have made Dylan White, but they were never going to get the guarantee from Eddie. And that was always a risk. Get this big name in terms of this scout means something. The substance of this name means something that will always translate to the casuals more than a relative nobody that you're just going to get a big paycheck for.
Now, credit to iFilm London for being ambitious, seeked out the immediate reaction of Eddie Hearn to the Wilder KO of Luis Ortiz via telephone. And while we're not going to give you the audio because it's really nothing of note except Eddie, appreciating the performance that Wilder put on, what I found interesting was that it is the highest viewed piece of content that IFL TV has for the entire weekend.
I'm not surprised.
So, people are watching. They are waiting for Eddie's response, Eddie and Anthony's move.
AJ Wilder breaks UK pay-per-view records. And if it's on pay-per-view in the US, it does very well. I'm not saying it does.
Shelly Finkel was at the post-fight, Matt, and he said he showed correspondence. I mean, there's, you know,
I saw
that. Okay, so Wilder used the phrase with you and I. He said we're gonna smoke him out, and here comes Shelly Finkel showing that Eddie Hearn.
Let's be honest, Shelly never comes out of like the shadows.
But it's time.
The fact that he is out here saying something in front of the media, yeah, they are smoking Eddie and AJ out. Shelly's a big power broker in this sport. You may not know him if you're a casual fan, but Shelly Finkel has represented some of the biggest names in the sport for 40 to 60 years.
So Shelly goes on to say that he had to sit down on a specific day, which you can find on the post-fight press conference, with father of Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn, and Barry instructed his son to send some preliminary numbers on profit and loss for the comparison of a fight staged in the United Kingdom versus Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, and one in Las Vegas with the same two fighters. Eddie reaches out to Finkel and says, hey, I see you had a good old chat with my dad. I'll get you the numbers. And that was November 2017. So, you know, Eddie's doing a bit of a tap dance and he's good at what he's done. But simultaneously, he's built this fight up. Because by continuously saying in the media that Deontay needs to raise his profile, he's helped raise the profile. And it's probably still what he wanted to do at the end of the day, Matt.
Another super chat in the chat, obviously. Larry Merchant saying, Ness, you are deluded. AJ ain't ducking. And before you answer, Ness, I know you're going to retort to this, response anyways. Let's be honest here. AJ could want to, quote unquote, marinate this fight more and it not be ducking. Like, do we think that Manny Pacquiao or Mayweather ducked each other for 4+ years? I don't think that.
And Matt, maybe it is anyway, but not in the traditional sense that us as fight fans
understand.
Revert to. Maybe it's simply like, yo,
numbers ain't right.
He's a dangerous fight. Why not slip in another fucking $20 million easy one? Fuck you guys. This is my body. I'm the one doing the training camps. And you know what? Guess what? My 100,000 square foot home needs another 50,000 square foot pool. And I'll take this $20 million big baby fight and then still fight because Canelo did it. He fought Khan, then Chavez. He made bread.
You forgot one. You forgot Liam Smith.
Okay, that's 3. He solidified his future before going to his death.
And I mean, there is a long track record of the A-side stars letting the fight marinate too long and it work in their favor to get the W. Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler is another great example. I mean, there's tons of cases of this.
Canelo did it smartly because he let Triple G get 1 year older.
Yes. And it made a world of difference. Because that 1 year was Triple G being the monster to Triple G having, 2 losses on his resume.
No, all of a sudden everyone's he's lost a step.
Yeah, he got exposed by Jacobs and Kell Brook. Yeah, you got that all of a sudden. That's what AJ is going to hope for Wilder. And he can't.
No. That was said wrong. That's not what AJ is going to hope for Wilder. That is what a certain demographic of fans believe AJ is going to do or is doing. We can't assume that that's what he's doing.
True.
What we will talk about, And I had something I wanted to bring up. Oh, yes. 67,394 subscribers. Yesterday, we crossed over from 66 to 67, but it was a huge amount of new subscribers. And we just want to say thank you. Like I said, we made 67,000 yesterday, but shit, feels like tomorrow we might be at 68 since we're damn near at 67,400. So, Matt, even though I hate my applause, accept it. We're working, baby.
Yes, and we broke the 54 million mark on YouTube. So thank you to everyone that listened and hit that like button.
Let me tell you something, which is quite impressive as a milestone. You know, I used to see you and Robert, our associate producer, discuss it in the production chat. And I'm like, these guys are so souped up over 54. That shit ain't shit. You know, 50 ain't shit. 50 ain't shit. Then I'm watching a Showtime feed and watching their, weigh in. And I see that they have like a total of 274 million views. And I'm like, oh shit. Well, we got 50 and we're self-made. We're doing fucking good. Just I'm saying, just to put things into perspective, that's actually fucking amazing to have zero corporate backing, come out of fucking nowhere. We just made our name and put our nose down and kept working. And
no college experience in audio producing or video producing. No college experience. No degrees. No diplomas.
Yeah, and I don't know the statistics on those numbers, but someone out there knows good math. Divide 274 into 54 and see where the fuck we're at in the short amount of time that we exist, and think about all the years that it took Showtime to become a corporation, and then compare that to the Boxing Voice LLC, and then I don't know, see that we're the fucking best. Just saying, I'm a bit conceited today. That's what I did. Every time I get a haircut, I get like this. Matt, we need to move on to the undercard. This is going to be a long, slow show, so press 1 now, because once there is no more time, whoever did press 1, you'll be on for that extra hour, because I'm going through every fight. I really enjoyed this weekend's fights. Jose Ustategui impressed me, not as much as the Showtime telecast. They're building him up like he's this gem we never heard of. And it's really Paulie, so I'm trying to say it's not biased and it's honest commentating, and he knows something I don't know, and I need to just sit back and take his word for it, because he's a good guy. I consider him a friend, but he was high on Ustategui. He's talking about how big of a puncher he is and this and that. And yes, he looked like that yesterday, but it was Jarrell. And I did pick Ustategui to do what he did. I don't know if I said knockout, which probably I didn't, but I knew that he would punish him. I knew that he would probably submit. And once again, Stitch Duran saved Jarrell from being shameful, but Jarrell didn't want to come out. He didn't want to come out the corner. And, Duran allowed him to come out and then stop the fight, so it looks like he did it and not Jarrell, but he was battered, bro. He took a beating. It's definitely, and look, Matt, you've been listening to this show forever, so I don't remember saying anyone should retire. I feel like names are names. Chop Corley's still fighting, but he doesn't look good taking these punches. I don't think he should even be a journeyman or a gatekeeper because of his name, because he's not looking good in there. It's like he's lost more than a step, man. I'm a bit fearful. But to Ustategui, phenomenal job. I can't really think of anything he did wrong. He's got a fucking Hasael Santoyo grip too. When I seen him in Wednesday before the fight, he almost took my hand with him when we shook it. You can check our interview out in Spanish where I brush off the old Espanol on our YouTube channel. But Matt, I was thoroughly impressed with him. They seem to be pushing towards Benavidez.
Yes.
So it's your turn to tell me now, because that's your guy. And I don't know, maybe Ustategui other than the other Jarrell fight and maybe like one other fight he's had. I know he's done some training in Mayweather gym, but I don't know this guy like that to be not listening, but believing Paulie.
Well, to sort of back up Paulie here, I think he looked amazing last night. I thought he not only looked like $1 million, but he looked like he could give guys like Ramirez, guys like Benavidez, guys like George Groves, Kama Smith winner. No, that's low division. My bad. No, same division. He looked like he could give them issues, in my opinion. Not saying he could win, but he definitely looked like he could be a great contender, a great B-side, so to speak. I would love a Benavidez fight. I think that fight would be insanely entertaining, especially how they work on the inside, the way Uzgatiki is able to slip shots and parry shots, and the way he just rolls naturally and continuously through the fight. There was a point in there where I thought he was actually getting tired, and he got that second win and was able to keep going. I thought he looked like $1 million. I thought he looked like an absolute top 10 contender for a belt. I would love to see him with David Benavidez. I think that's the right fight to make as well. And they promoted it on this card. Benavidez was there talking to Brian Custer. Do it. Makes sense. Put it.
Not the full champ. He's like I don't even know, because I thought Caleb Truax was the IBF. So where is this? What is this belt that he had on yesterday?
It's an interim belt. It's IBF interim belt. I believe when
did they start doing that?
I don't know. I don't care.
No, honestly, I know you don't care, but honestly, I've never seen two IBF champions in the same. I
want to say I've seen it before, and it's usually for special circumstances. I think they planned it for James DeGale when he was getting surgery and such. And then the timing just got wrong. I don't remember how this came together for the interim IBF belt, but ignore the belt. Fuck the belt. Have him go fight David Benavidez. That's an amazing fight. And in terms of Andre Dirrell, I agree with you 100%, Ness. He is concerning me. Like I'm worried about his health in like a genuine way. Like I am worried about his well-being. CTE is a real thing, man, and it's one thing that boxing has not really addressed, that has not really dealt with. There's no system in play to help you as a fighter if you do have it. I'm worried about that. I'm absolutely worried about that with Andre Dirrell. And on his corner, Virgil Hunter, I hope you're listening right now, and I hope you have the balls to call in 1-425-569-5241, because I want you to explain to me your cornering. There was oftentimes you wouldn't even go into the ring and give him water. You would stand outside the ropes. And then there's times you would just be on the floor. You wouldn't even get up to hand him water. You know, to me, it looked like you didn't even want to be there. It looked like you didn't even like Andre Dirrell.
But that is your interpretation of that, Matt, because there was two other people in the ring.
Okay. It's not Virgil Hunter. He's the head trainer. Why is he not in there? Why is there not being water given to Andre Dirrell? The overall cornering was atrocious in the Dirrell corner.
To be fair, Dirrell suffered a lot of punishment, so the guy handling the inswell, Stitch Duran, needs to be in there. He needs to be in the front. I don't know if you know that.
Did you notice Virgil Hunter not give him water numerous rounds? Did you not notice that?
I did notice. I did notice, but other people gave him water. And what I will tell you is that's not the first time Virgil corners from the outside.
It's different when you're I'm okay with you cornering from the outside of the ropes, but there was numerous rounds where he was being on the ground. He wasn't even getting up to give him water. Like
listen, I'm not disagreeing.
Again, it just looked bad. It looked disorganized. And when you are preparing that level of a fighter for that level of fight, you look completely amateurish. Completely.
I mean,
you put Andre Dirrell in danger, in irresponsible, and unnecessary danger, in my opinion.
Your opinion, his resume.
It's an opinion show. It's a talk show.
His resume states something else. I will say that.
What do you mean his resume states something else? He has losses on his resume too. He has guys. You even said to me off air that he takes, damaged goods? Not damaged goods. What's the term you used?
Look at Matt putting all the conversations out there.
You said though, come on, that you look at Andre Berto, Amir Khan. You look at the guys that he's taken in. To me, my opinion, no facts, my opinion. It looks like he went in there for a check completely, because he didn't look to be at all involved in the cornering of Andre Dirrell and put him in unnecessary danger.
I mean, I hear you. Jarrell, like I said, he needs to have a sit down with the team. Where are we here? Kovalev, right? Because we didn't get none of the undercards. Man, my dude from Delaware, shut him down. Kyrone Davis suffered another loss. He lost to Patrick Day. Patrick Day from the New York City area, Sana Lou DeBella, picked up the win over the 154-pound Kyrone Davis. Chris Colbert picked up a win. Excuse me, not Chris Colbert. Richardson Hitchens picked up a win. But yeah, man, so many fights. You know, Willie Monroe was on the undercard. Sergey Derevchenko was on the undercard, or was he on Kovalev's undercard?
No. He was on the show.
All over. But Derevchenko calls out Triple G. He's been doing that for a while. He's been calling out Triple G and Andrade for a while. He's obviously not making enough noise. Like, no one in our show calls in to talk about him.
Well, it's hard when you're not being televised. Your fight's not being streamed. You can't watch it online. And you can't watch his fight.
Which is very weird to me, Matt, because he's ranked so high. Like, he almost did a Lomachenko. Like, he doesn't have that many fights, and he's ready for a title shot.
Yeah.
And he wants Triple G because he's like a mandatory. So, okay, we'll move on to Kovalev and Dmitry Bivol and Sullivan Barrera. Bivol, very technically sound, very straight, fast hands, good power in both hands. Yeah. I mean, I kept asking myself why I wasn't as entertained with that fight and the Wilder Ortiz fight. And I said to myself, they're both on a high level, Bivol and Barrera. It's not like Bivol was being showcased, but he did so well, Matt, that it felt like a showcase. So, you know, I started to cut my nails during the fucking, like, I found myself doing other things because every time I looked up, this guy's putting the same hands on Barrera. Like, Barrera's jab wasn't effective. Bivol was just faster. He would take that step back every time Barrera would overextend with the jab and then just unleash like a three-piece combination, which lasted to about the 6th round. But there was so many headbutts, and then he got this fucking little baby Hawaiian volcano on his head. It got difficult, but he still got the fucking knockout in the 12th round, you know. And the reason I went with Barrera was because Barrera had the resume. He showed that he could knock out guys on this level. And Bivol, with 12 fights, knocked out Barrera in the 12th round, showing that his power is fucking real as hell. So I'll eat my crow, suffer, I believe, what's my first loss or second loss of this season.
Bivol looked awesome. I think, like you said, his defense looked sound. Even when Barrera was unleashing some offense and was able to, you know, land, using air quotes for our podcast listeners, you know, Bivol would show up properly. He was able to deflect a lot of these shots. All these shots weren't landing clean. I thought Bivol just did the better work. He looked like the better boxer. I saw shades of a Earl Spence like performance to me, where it was a very minimalistic style, but it was technically sound. There was power, speed, athleticism all rolled into one. Bivol definitely put the division on notice, like you said, doing what he did to Barrera, who has never been finished, whose only loss is to Andre Ward. Yeah, I mean, you put the division on notice. You know, I can't wait to see him against a Beterbiev, against Adonis Stevenson, Badou Jack winner, against a Sergey Kovalev.
I don't think we see him versus Beterbiev. You know, Beterbiev's with Top Rank now, and they got their own little 175-pounder, the Galchek or Godchek. You know his name.
Yeah, but again, these fights can still happen. I mean, I'm not saying next. I'm just saying I can't wait for those fights to happen because those fights will be fantastic. And I think Bivol, in my opinion, probably the guy to run the division next. He's the next guy, in my opinion. He may not be the next star of the division, but he's the next guy to hold it down for a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if he could be a star unless they give me a little more personality. I mean, he fights like a guy I want to continue to watch fight, and he fights like a guy I'm recommending my listeners watch, develop, and fight. But he's got to keep us entertained other than just throwing the punches.
Did you watch the Andre Ward? Did you watch the Andre Ward sit down?
No, because I couldn't find it. They didn't do a good enough job of.
I put in the group chat. Stop. I put it in the group chat. I'll put it in there again since you didn't see it. Apparently,
I didn't see it, and that goes to show you sent it to me, but I didn't see it there or anywhere else. I heard them promoting it. Like for instance, Brendan Schaub's show. They were overly promoting that shit. I was almost jealous. Like, fuck, I wish they could promote the Boxing Voice the way they're promoting this. And then guess what? You go to their YouTube channel and it's right at the fucking top. I was really heartbroken. Like, damn, this could be us. Felt like taking a picture of one of them signs. This could be you. You should be you should be here like that. You know what I mean? But look, I don't really have much to say about Kovalev, man. I feel like I need to get in the ring with Kovalev because I'm not happy that he took my time from me watching this fight. I even watched the pre-fight build-up and found out that this guy was like a teammate of Kovalev, so they know each other well. They probably sparred, which isn't a bad thing. Everyone spars these days. But I don't know. This is, I guess what took the life out of this fight for me was hearing the telecast say that Barrera was offered this fight, which would have paid him more, and it would have been a title shot, and he chose to go with Bivol. So it kind of hurt me because I know he's Latin, and he has the whole defecting thing, and he needed that money, but he chose to be the best, and he didn't get that check, and it's like,
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That does happen in the sport, though. But in terms of Sergey Kovalev, there's rounds and moments where I thought he looked a little bit sloppy in there in terms of just not being defensively sound and choosing not to be defensively sound. You can tell that he knew this guy, like you said. You can tell that he didn't respect his power or anything like that. That he was walking through everything that this guy was coming at him with. But still, I mean, he would get hit with times that I thought, oh, he could have moved. He could have done something to parry the shot, block the shot, move. He could have done something there, and he just chose not to, hoping to deliver the counter. To me, I wasn't that thrilled. I wasn't that wowed. I thought it was going to be more of a showcase, like the Muhammadi fight. It wasn't that to me. Again, and I thought it was to me personally, I was boxed out at that point, boxing out. At that point, because I watched that fight today, because obviously we were doing the live fight chat for the Showtime telecast. I rewatched the Kell Brook card. I watched the Showtime card again, and then I watched the HBO card. And I was burnt out, I'll be honest. That was just too much boxing for me personally. So I just didn't care about the Kovalev fight on a personal level.
No, I didn't care either.
I loved the Bivol Brera fight. I was engaged for that one, but after that, I'm like, okay, I'm good.
I kept asking myself, why are they still invested in this dude? And it's funny to me
because they put all that money in him with Ward, so they still need something.
No, but you know what's funny? Now that Ward is gone, they've switched their narrative. I don't know if they know something we don't know about a comeback, right? But they're no longer shaming Ward. Now when they talk of the two Kovalev fights, it's like, yeah, since he suffered his 2 losses to Andre Ward, the second one coming by knockout via body shot. It used to be like, oh, when he suffered his 2 losses to Ward, the first one, very controversial, where everyone had Kovalev winning. The second one, where Andre Ward got another controversial win with low blows and body shot. It's like, yo, everything changed now. It's just like, fuck you, Kovalev. Come back the hard way.
You don't think it's just Andre Ward getting that commentator check, an analyst check now, more regularly?
It wasn't on a live telecast, so I didn't look at it that way.
I think HBO is smart to realize who does business with them, and they always treat whoever does business with them very well, in my opinion. Andre Ward does business with them. He works for them. He's an employee for them in a sense, or an independent contractor. I don't know the exact specifics there. I think HBO is just smart to make sure that he's happy, especially with Andre Ward, because he definitely seems like a guy behind the scenes. If he's unhappy, he's gonna let you know. So that's why I don't think it's
how it should be. I mean, if you're a real man, you got something on your mind, you should let the person know. You shouldn't be fucking doing anything other than that.
But I mean, like some guys are less confrontational. Andre Ward to me seems like a guy in the behind the scenes negotiation or whatever. He's confrontational to me, at least in my opinion. I still don't think this comeback's happening. I know that's like the favorite thing in the boxing internet right now is Andre Ward's coming back. I don't think it's happening. I'm not that interested in comeback as well.
Yeah, it's like the Fury comeback. It sounds better than what it is.
Fury's not as bad as Andre Ward comeback to me.
Get the fuck out of here. You bugging. Fury's worse.
To me, Andre Ward had the climax of his career. Went up a division and beat Kovalev. Beat the monster of the division twice.
I mean, he could have another. He could have another chapter. He could do David Haye. He could go to cruiserweight now. He could totally go to, and I think that's what he's waiting for. I think he's waiting for the Bellew results. But look, too much time on Ward. We spoke Bivol. We spoke Kovalev. It's time to get into the Lion's Den. You know, badass of the week. You know, we got some badasses, and there's different degrees of badasses, but you know, this weekend, everybody who's been a badass, they've been a tough little badass. Word up. Yo, Charlos are making crazy noise. All right. 2018, they not trying to have you critique them, and they're not trying to have you push no narrative. They're setting it, Matt. The wheels are in motion. These dudes, they said lions only, but it looks like the lions are out of the fucking cage and roaming around freely, starting, I don't want to say trouble, but I'm going to say starting some excitement. I mean, I don't know, man. It looks like some shit. I mean, I just hear Michael Jackson all in my, you're gonna be starting something. I mean, look, first of all, credit to fucking Daniel Jacobs too, though. Badass himself. He from BK. He rolled up with motherfucking Eric Kelly.
You see that shirt he was wearing?
The flower print?
Yeah, I love that. That was nice. That was a nice touch.
I didn't know where I fell with that because, again, the quality of the video that we were able to retrieve for this confrontation that took place between Daniel Miracle Man Jacobs and Jermall Charlo, the 160-pound Charlo brother. Things got heated in a Barclays Center back hallway, Matt, and Daniel Jacobs salute. I wish I had what soundbite could I use for that? Like, yo, I need to show him some love for that. It's like free smoke, hey. Yeah. Free smoke. Yeah, he walked down on Jermall like, yo, you said that I fucking did the road runner to HBO?
Stay in your lane.
But it got even better when Jermall was like, yeah, you know, I said it. I'm about that life. I was like, oh, shit, it's about to go down. Then I really got the popcorn when somebody in the Charlo camp was like, look at his face. He a pussy. Oh, shit, that got Daniel Jacobs so mad. He just turned to me and was like, really? Yo, you ain't had to go there. And Jermall, seeing how serious Daniel got, he was like, look, it's between you and me. And their feud continued. Now, Eddie is on record since November 2017 saying he don't want no Daniel Jacobs, Jermall Charlo. But after this, I don't know. There is a lot here. There's some storyline. What I will say is some of the things, I mean, Charlo defended himself perfectly, Matt. We could have been sitting here talking about what he should have said to Daniel, but he was on fucking point. Daniel walks up to him and he's like, "Oh, so you think that I'm ducking you? You think you?" And he's like, "I ain't never say you ducking me." And he said, "No, you said I went to HBO on some Roadrunner shit." And I don't really know because there's so many people talking. I don't know what Jermall answered to that, but the bottom line is Daniel comes back and he's like, "Man, you ain't even seeing them M's yet. Obviously, M's being millions." And Jermall hits him back with the, "See, you bringing it to money. I don't give a fuck about no money. You don't know what I'm making anyway, you know?" But he let him know it ain't about money. He want to know who the best. He want to know who the best. And he said, "I'm good anyway," which I believe him and his brother are fucking good. Are they, retire today and gonna be good for the next 20 money? I don't know. But retire today, good for the next 5 or 10? Yeah, but why would they retire today? They fucking young, hungry lions that still can make a bunch of more money, and they just want that shot. But buy or sell the drama and just buy. Okay, go for it.
100. To me, probably the best fight in the division you can make, other than Triple G Canelo, is Daniel Jacobs, Jermall Charlo. In terms of competitiveness, overall skill level, pound for pound level, talent being on display, yeah, this could be the benchmark. It could be the best fight of the division potentially as well. And like you said, the Charlo brothers are a lightning rod of content, of quotes, of just of the essence of boxing in a way. Like they definitely represent boxing, like the street nature of boxing. I love them. I really do. Like, I love when they are around. I love their content. To me, I'm hyped. Daniel Jacobs has always seemed like a real one. We were always worried about the chin, and then he proved that with Triple G. And I think he's on a different level, especially confidence-wise. Just look at the shirt he was wearing. I mean, come on, you have to be a man with so much confidence to wear that shirt.
I mean, he's got swag, Matt.
They both do. They both swag.
But this sounds like Rocky to me. This sounds like Rocky to me. And I'm talking about Rocky IV, Tommy Morrison. Like, we were supposed to be like this, Tommy. You know what I'm talking about?
You get that? I don't get that at all.
I'm going to tell you why. Here's why. Because Charlo wants that fame.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily fame, right? Because that's not his narrative. He wants the recognition, the respect, you know? And he's tired of people giving him the Deontay Wilder right. Like, you ain't did shit. Sit down. You ain't did shit. You begging. And he's like, yo, y'all ducking me. I'm not begging. I just simply want to prove I'm the best. You feel me? And Daniel, on the other hand, he's been there, done that. He's called out, you know? He feels he's proved it. So you're right. He could walk in the room with a flower print shirt on, because guess what? I took on Triple G when everybody thought he was the man, and I survived. Some people thought I won. You know? That's his thing.
And let's
got a moral victory.
Well, first off, let me just address the Rocky thing. That's 100% Clubber Lang, not Tommy Morrison. I do not get a Tommy Morrison vibe. Putting that to the side. I mean, the only thing that I have an issue with is if these guys are fighting, to me, that means neither one were able to get Billy Joe Saunders. Because let's be honest, even though they both want to fight each other, they even said in this altercation, Daniel Jacobs said it, I think. Like, you know the route they're giving you. And I think, and I'm paraphrasing here, Jermall Charlo said something to the effect of, yeah, I know what I know the route. I know the plan. You know, it's going to come in time. You know, they said something to that effect.
Something else that I left out that I want to bring up, because the chatters are coming at me like, Ness, you got the order all fucked up. Don't forget that Jermall Charlo said, Matt, he said, don't forget that Jermall Charlo said, you coming up to me on that he says, she says shit. Yo, Charlo was hitting him with some one-liners, I'm telling you.
They do have the one-liners. I mean, that is for sure. I think the Charlos almost like stole the night in a way after Wilder Ortiz, at least online in a digital realm. on YouTube and boxing YouTube, it was Jermall Charlo, Daniel Jacobs content up the wall after Wilder Ortiz instead of Wilder Ortiz content, in my opinion. That to me is a good thing for Charlo. That's a good thing for Jacob.
Here's some other. Hit the soundbite. I don't know where mine's at. You know what I want.
I don't know.
Conspiracy theory time. Come on, dog. Stop acting like we ain't connected. This shit low today, man. You got your kid playing with your board over there.
I do.
I know. So,
is that better?
It's a little better. Turn me up in my headphones. Turn me up in my headphones. Nah, I just always want to say that because it's Jay. So yo, Charlo puts out a tweet. I know you got it because the AP sent it to you. Can you get it?
I sent it to you via text. You have it.
All right, well, you have it. You sent it. He says, this shit was a whole act. They tell us to stay calm and professional. Then this motherfucker walk up talking shit. Once it goes sour, they say we don't have class. I don't know, Matt. I got the fucking watery eye right now. What's up with that? It's like his words brought tears to my eyes. But yeah, man. I mean, I get that.
There's also something that he says, you know, Jermall Charlo saying, let's cut the chase, forget the fight with Centennial and the Poland kid. Let's make this shit happen like the good old days at Daniel Jacobs on Twitter. And then Daniel Jacobs quote tweets it and says, don't worry, Simba. Your time is coming. Bet that. Don't get that suit. Don't get this suit and tie twisted, bae boy. Ain't no politics when that bell rings. Straight Ebonics. Hashtag never ran, never will.
Ooh. I'm kind of liking this shit. See, because this right up my urban alley. Like the slick back and forth shit talking is like I'm right on it. And man,
yo,
I'm like this. I'm eating everything these guys are serving. Everything. That sounded good, that little exchange, because let's go back to Charlo's. Let's break it down for our more I don't know, professional listeners, right? Could we send me those tweets? Where that's at?
That's in the pre-production group chat. You can definitely see it right there.
Let me check. Oh, these screenshots?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Let's go up here. Let's cut the chase. Forget the fight with Centennial and the Poland. Damn, I thought when I heard that, I thought you meant like Poland, like slang, like Pollin, like meaning Daniel Jacobs was somewhere telling his fans, like, hey fans, who you think I should fight, Jermall or Soltecki? And he's like, forget the Poland kid. I was like, damn, that's dope. But he's talking about the Polish guy, not, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
It almost was perfect. It almost was. I was like, damn, that motherfucker rapping. But even Daniel's comeback, he like, what was his comeback? I was feeling that too. He said, don't get it twisted with the suit and tie. He's like, yo, step inside the booth. Superman's lie. Nah, he ain't say that. Jay did, but they both from Brooklyn. So what? He said, don't worry, Simba. Your time is coming. Yo, Simba. That's killer.
That's perfect. That is the perfect call.
That right there, I know that right there got not only Jermall mad, but it also has to have his brother mad.
I mean, from what I saw from all the content on YouTube, Jamel definitely felt away this whole weekend, more so than Jermall. Jermall, to me, seemed very calm this weekend, was very calm in interviews throughout. The only time he really got, wild, so to speak, was this confrontation with Daniel Jacobs. Jamel was wilding all weekend, I feel like. Yeah, when Jamel sees this, he ain't gonna be happy.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, some of the video that we have shows like somebody fighting and like, because Adam did an interview with Jermall after, and something took place where there's a bit of footage. You see someone, throwing stuff. It got crazy, man. But I like this. Don't worry, Simba. Your time is coming. Bet that. Don't get the suit and tie twisted. Bae boy. He put bae boy. Ain't no politics when the bell rings. Straight Ebonics. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. This is this is what we want. And the good thing is, Matt, that, sooner or later we'll get it. Charlo is on the way up. Daniel is established. So more and more fighters will be coming for Daniel Jacobs' head. Listen, it looks like we have our co-host. He might be ready from a hard day's work. We're going to head on out to our very own.
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I saw fight too.
Stay focused, stay working my day.
I saw fight too.
If it comes to fight, I'm going to have to look for it, man.
I saw fight too.
I think you're accurate.
What up, Enrique Church in the house? Yes, indeed. I don't want to repeat what you guys talking about, but yeah, Charlo and Daniel Jacobs definitely broke news. Daniel Jacobs needed this attention. I think it sounds like you're choosing sides quick. I don't think those one-liners were all that hot.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait. You think I'm choosing sides? Oh, shit. I got to know what side you think I'm choosing because they might shoot me in the street for this shit.
Well, I mean, that's up to you. It feels like that,
Whose side?
I don't know. You gave Charlo like the one-liners, like golden one-liners when Jacobs was like, yo, what it mean pull up? You asking me to pull up. What that mean? You know what I'm saying? We don't got to go back and forth. What that mean? Jacobs was like that. It was like he got confronted because they said something about Jacobs was ducking Charlo. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty
I didn't hear Jacobs say you asking me to pull up, but I did hear Jacobs say, you saying I'm ducking? And he said, no, I never said you ducking.
Right.
He was like, yeah, but I heard you said something about road run. I'm going to HBO on some road run and shit.
Yeah, I heard that too. But that's politics, and we hate that. Jacobs needed this attention, and Charlo's coming out, and that's a fight that I never even thought was gonna even like possible. So yeah, that's a big exciting fight, and I like the news too, man. But I'm a Jacobs fan first, man. I don't know. I got Brooklyn got rolled with Brooklyn, so
I know. Yo, you noticed like he even had Eric Kelly there. It was like, yo, they had some. It was funny.
But I like the Charlos too. They definitely side to pick on when there's a fight going on.
No, those dudes is not. They don't need anyone to defend them. They're definitely totally capable of getting themselves out of whatever issues they're in. They could fight. The boys could fight. But listen, we're gonna go down the line. We got to talk about Brook now, which will get us to talk about Jermall Charlo because Brook wins a second round knockout versus this guy Rebchenko, and somehow he won a WBC silver belt. So believe it or not, sooner or later, if Jermall continues to be the WBC champ, I guess Brook is gonna, get an opportunity. Also, even bigger, I wouldn't say bigger because that would be, I guess, disrespectful. But like, if somehow Brook did get a title, it doesn't have to be the WBC title at 54. But if somehow he did get a title, Earl Spence tweeted out yesterday that if Brook gets a title, he would take that fight. And Brook quickly replied to that tweet and said something like
that offer.
Exactly.
Shout out to Matt for constantly and UK Robbie for constantly updating me on news. I don't even have to look for it anymore. It just shows up on my feed. But why is Errol Spence jumping on Brook again?
Yo, thank you. Why?
Because maybe it's tough to make 47, and if you could get another fight with another big name at 54, get another title, why not get out of 47?
Because we know what's gonna happen.
Now you're the A side too. You give Brook another shot. You're the A side.
Yo, if Eddie makes that fight, he should get his promoter license revoked. Okay, that's malpractice. Okay, Kell Brook will be sent in there to die if he goes in there with Spence again. Okay, stay away from that. Go to Saddam Ali and Liam Smith. Go fight those guys. That's safe.
Those are good
fights. Charlo, Earl Spence, those guys are dangerous. Those guys are gonna hurt Kell Brook bad.
Hey, Ness,
you know what? I got to go back on the Charlo thing because there was one thing that he said. He said, this is why we don't shake hands. Don't get mad when we don't shake hands after the fight. You run down on me like that, then I knock you out and you want me to shake hands. So, like, That's what, and I get it, yo. I get it. You know, you talk tough, you gotta do tough things. But yeah, what you was about to ask me, Enrique?
Nah, you mentioned 147 being, hard to make for Errol Spence.
I mean, remember, he comes down from 177. That's 30 pounds he's got to drop to make weight.
Yeah, and I was just gonna address then, there's I don't know if it's a troll or what, or if it's official, that he is a weight bully, you know what I mean? And he walks in the ring like 20 pounds over the 147. So yeah, was that thought?
Who's over the weight?
Nah, fight night. I mean, he makes the weight. Errol Spence makes the weight prior, the rules or what according to the rules, but then fight night, that's what they just calling him, weight bully. I don't know if it's a troll.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard that before, but listen, I mean, when it comes to Brook anyway, Matt, Enrique, I'll address your weight bullying thing. This is how I look at it. Even with Julio Cesar Chavez, I didn't care when he was 22 pounds over the 160-pound limit. Why? Because he made the weight. Now, in his case, some people could be like, Ness, it ain't fair because I know he got popped for diuretics. But in the case of Errol Spence, he's not getting popped for any diuretics. So he's making his weight on his own with good old-fashioned hard work. And if you can make the weight, you can fight at the weight. No one should be saying you're bullying because guess what? You're taking the weight off.
And just to jump on that as well, the only times fans should be upset about a person cutting too much weight is when that person has to be rushed to the hospital because their liver is failing as a result of cutting too much weight. That's the only time fans should be upset. If they're able to cut the weight healthy, there should be no issue with it.
Damn, Boxing Voice, information after information. Hit that thumbs up button for that, because I was always like, damn, that's kind of abusive coming in overweight, but he make the rules. He came in 20 pounds overweight. He didn't get caught with diuretics. You know what I'm saying? Fair and square beat.
Fair and square. Yo, listen, if you make 147 and you balloon up to 167 on fight night and you gain 20, that ain't our problem. That's your opponent problem.
But opponents also blow up too.
Exactly. Everyone does it. Everyone does it in the sport. Some guys do it more than others, but everyone cuts weight and then balloons back up for fight night. Everyone does.
I'll tell you something, Enrique, that you probably don't know, but you'll start realizing. A lot of those great fighters, that's disrespectful to say, but they are good at training. Like Crawford, you seen his 2-day? I mean, the dude was mummified inside of like jumpsuits and towels to sweat it out. Why? To get that to that weight, and then on fight night be 20, 25 pounds heavier than that weight and be able to hit Gamboa and make him look like he's a rag doll. Be able to throw Hank Lundy around. Yeah. Because you're a big boy.
So that's just messed up. Weight bully is actually a whack label to give a fighter now.
Yeah, because if anything, say you a weight hustler.
Yeah,
say you're gonna bust your ass to make that weight, to take it, to be able to take advantage. That's what you're doing. It's still a sacrifice. So for anyone to say he's bullying, motherfucker, it takes more work to cut weight.
There is a real thing about cutting too much weight, but again, that's more of a health thing. It's more health adverse for yourself to cut too much weight.
At that point, you move up.
Yeah, and again, that's more of the person cutting the weight is, the one, that we should be concerned about, not his opponent at that point.
Drop a bomb for Ness and Matt for the end.
Well, I mean, Matt, do we got any other news before we get to the callers? Remember the number, ladies and gentlemen, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. International callers, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. You must add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. That's NESTORGIBBS. We must be friends. You must send a friend request. And then you can call absolutely free from anywhere, Enrique, you came in late, so we'll give you some TBV love and allow you to take the floor and discuss whatever, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
the most this weekend.
Oh man, of course, the Deontay Wilder fight. Myself, I expected it to be over within 3 or 5 at the most, and it exceeded that. Of course, it was action packed. Who knew that Luis Ortiz, except the hardcore, true professional fan, who was saying, warning, this is a real tough fight. And indeed, it appeared that I was nervous for Wilder. My armpits don't sweat, and last night I was sweating. What is even better now is that a lot of fighters are now not going to be afraid of Wilder, and that's going to make things big. Like Tyson Fury laying down. Ain't that too exciting, laying down and making a video and posting it up. But yeah, so Tyson Fury got his heart up. I'd love to see that fight. Yeah, of course, AJ now, it's like, yo, the odds are against Wilder against AJ. Against Wilder on an AJ fight. Those are my thoughts. And then that was my weekend. And of course, hearing the heartbreaking news that Figueroa and Broner is not happening. Is that official tissue, or is that referee blow the whistle, flag on the play?
I don't know. I hope it's flag on the play, man. But I heard that, Figueroa had the DUI issues. He got arrested. Looks like Matt may have this information.
Well, Broner is saying it. I mean, whether you think Broner's telling the truth or not is yet to be confirmed. Showtime has not made an official statement. PBC has not made an official statement. Broner has. What do you want to make of that is up to everyone's individual case. I know ESPN has reported it, that several sources are saying that Figueroa is going to be off the card. He's no longer going to be fighting. No reason was given as to why, I believe, in that ESPN report. Again, I thought this was a really good fight. Like Enrique said, kind of a bummer. It's not happening.
But it's not official. It's not official.
It's not 100% official yet. But if ESPN, Dan Rayfield, and then you have Adrian Broner confirming that report, yeah, I it's unlikely we're getting this fight in the date that it was told to us. So, bummer for everyone that's a Adrian Broner or an Omar Figueroa fan.
Yeah, one more thing, right? Live fight chat yesterday. Like I said, I had something scheduled, so I had to leave before the fight was over, which was heartbreaking. And I said, yo, what way to watch it? I'll just listen to the live fight chat. And all of a sudden, it's like, fuck, yo, the fight, stop it. He's cheating. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on?
He's done, doggy. He's done.
No, he's done. I'm scared. Now I'm like, yo, did Wilder get knocked out? So yo, that was, if it wasn't for TBV, I would have missed it, not knowing what happened. Then
that seventh round had me shitting bricks.
And even crazy was my son. Then he doesn't even watch boxing because I was like, let's watch this. It's gonna be fast. It's gonna be a knockout. It's gonna be entertaining, right? He's watching it. FaceTimes me. The guy with the mask won. He knocked him out.
The guy with the mask.
Like Deontay. So it was amazing, man. The whole fight chat and just the fight itself, it brought it brought energy into my freaking body. I was sweating, bro. I didn't even never sweat it.
Yo, I thought he was done, doggy.
Right.
I seen he could. I needed him to grab. He was just on the ropes. I'm telling you, they need to watch that tape and something needs to change. They cannot continue to pull back, straight back like that with the hands down. He's got to be more conscious with that jab hand. And look, Matt said it earlier, and maybe Deontay rides with that. There's not too many Luis Ortiz in this heavyweight division. And I mean that technically sound, that skillful, that with that ring IQ that I've seen that many styles.
A big dude too at that.
And he let hands go. He worked it up to the top, down to the bottom. And you know what? Credit to that motherfucker too. Luis Ortiz.
Yeah.
He didn't try no excuses. People gave him every opportunity in the post-fight press conference. Every reporter tried their best to get a big quote out of Ortiz. And he kept saying, man, I fought the best fight I could fight. Wilder was destined that night.
Damn. And the crazy shit too, man. I think Luis Ortiz, Tyson Fury should be before Tyson Fury, Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
That'd be a great fight, Enrique. I would love Tyson Fury versus Luis Ortiz.
Yeah, that has to be something like that. Like, he can't just come out of nowhere and just get a fight. You know what I'm saying? A Wilder or AJ.
Oh shit! I don't know how recent this is, but I just got a tweet from one of the APs, Alex Lemon. Let me just copy.
Alex Lemon on the beat.
Let me send it to you guys. But it seems like the Charlos were in a club scuffle and lost over 100. I mean, I didn't read the story, but the headline says Jermall Charlo in club scuffle $150,000 in cash and jewels stolen.
Damn.
Ouch.
That was that Brooklyn.
Weekend gets better and better.
Yo,
Nah, it ain't better. That's not.
No, I don't mean better in a good way. I mean like there's so much stories coming in.
Oh yeah, reports.
Very bad. I hope Charlos can go this far to know that I didn't mean, the situation. I mean like the entire weekend boxing.
News, info.
And for anyone out there that maybe is not from the New York scene, from what I've been told, you don't show up to a New York club with a bunch of chains on, a bunch of
Nah, that's bullshit, bro. That's fucking 2000. That's not even 2000. That's some back in the day shit. You should be allowed to go anywhere the fuck you want with whatever the fuck you earned because he earned it. Now we don't know what happened, and I hope that they weren't robbed. I hope they had insurance on their jewelry.
Yep.
But if you are in, credit to Matt or in Matt's defense, if you are in the urban community and you indulge in the urban music, the fucking urban rules. It's just that simple, You're going to come to another state with all your shit. You better have some people over there. Like, it's like we'll keep it pop culture, right? 6ix9ine isn't allowed in Cali, allegedly, because of some weird OGs that I'm not going to call too weird for I get popped in Cali or some funny shit off of some bullshit I said on a podcast. But 6ix9ine ain't allowed over there. And where was I going with this shit? Oh, so they like, all you got to do is check in. All you got to do is call one of the homies and get the pass. Or if you on some big back and shit and you don't feel like calling nobody, well, you better fucking know somebody, okay? So that means 6ix9ine got to be able to fly to LA and him and Game tight as fuck, hypothetically, so he ain't got to check in. He ain't got to call nobody. Why? Because Game is that tight with LA that once I land, I'm good.
Yeah, that's the pass.
But if you ain't got that Game plug, well, nigga, you got to check in. And that's just the same situation, what I'm saying. So if you follow hip hop, like Charlo should have known, is what I'm saying, that this is possible, especially if you get into a fight. Now, I don't know no details, and we shouldn't have even talked about it because we didn't read the story, but.
Yeah, and it's not a clickable link either. It's not.
Well, yeah, because it's a picture. Alex Lemon, send me the link, baby. It's a boxing scene thing, though, right? It says boxing scene.
Yeah, I saw it.
So you can find it on boxing scene and give us the details if you want.
And whenever you go into a different city, a different state, and go to a club scene, just be very cautious. Be aware.
But I do want to say this, and again, I hope that the Charlos listen this long, Matt, because Jermall put out on his Instagram a live one day, and it's really what made me feel comfortable to come. You know that we haven't had the bestest relationship, but on his live, he said, if anybody comes to the Lions Den, you get a day pass. So when I got out there, it was like, Ness, what you doing out here? I'm like, what?
All right, so hold on. I got the info. It's like this happened in Manhattan in the night 40-40, or maybe it was in Brooklyn. Oh, yeah, Manhattan. According to a report in the Daily News, middleweight contender Jermall Charlo lost more than $150,000 in cash and jewels when a group of women swiped his bag at the 40-40 club.
Never mind, very different.
Which is owned by Jay-Z on the 25th Street and Broadway in Manhattan. The paper spoke to police sources who indicated that Charlo and his crew were involved in a fight at the club, and during the commotion, the boxer's friends left his Louis Vuitton bag unattended on the table. When Charlo returned to his seat, a bag likely valued $5,000 plus, and its contents, $40,000 in cash and $115,000 in jewelry, had vanished. Local police reviewed surveillance footage and spotted 5 women leaving the club with the bag. Police have released the video of the woman and are asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers and 1-800-577-TIPS.
Yo,
Charlo was in town to watch the Deontay Wilder defend his WBC title against Luis Ortiz at the Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York. After the fight, Charlo was involved in a heated confrontation with a former WBA middleweight belt holder, Daniel Jacobs. Some words were exchanged.
All right, that's it. We know that part. Yo, damn, I wish we would have read that before we went on this long ass tangent about
like deep and serious. Now we can make jokes, right? Like
I don't even know if we could say jokes because at the end of the day, bro, if I lose $50 and if somebody steal $50 from me, I'm trying to fuck you up.
Hold
So,
on. If you
and I
have
know them dudes is mad serious. You feel me? So I'm not even gonna say too much because again, I ain't got 150,000. So I don't know what it feel like to lose it. I could just imagine what it feel to lose it.
And jewelry.
Yeah, and
I ain't trying to lose it.
If you have a bag, one bag, 40,000 cash in it, 115,000 worth of jewelry in it. How do you not have one of your homies with the bag 24/7? That's his job for the night. You pay him $5,000 out of it. He makes sure that bag is safe all night.
Well,
he doesn't drink liquor. He's sober all night. Why don't you have that?
Like a designated driver.
Yes. When you have a bag with that much liquid cash in hand, you definitely have to have somebody guarding it at all times.
Damn.
And it sounds like the Charlos got a little bit lit at the club, got into an argument, forgot about the bag, and then some thoughts came in and took it, you know, on some Keisha shit. Shout out Dave East.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up. Well, they know the rules. You got 5,000. They really must not care about the bag. I mean, who knows, man? It's a unfortunate situation.
It is. It is. Anytime somebody steals money from anyone, it's unfortunate.
They're gonna hate New York now.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, they're gonna hate New York. They're not gonna be happy the next time they come.
Yo, we still talking about we need to stop. I'm telling these dudes, they be getting mad too.
Well, open up the phone lines, drop that sponsor.
I mean, let's do it then.
Yukaski ski. Jose Yukaski ski. That was a fight.
What the fuck was Statigi?
Statigi. That was a fight, man. I love that fight. That was a good fight too.
Nah, it was all right. So you guys know the number 1425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Skype callers at Nestor Gibbs on Skype. Word from our sponsors.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Matt, we got any boomerangs or ringers?
Yes, Stainless from Nashville. Where is he? I'm somewhere. Here he is.
What up, Stan?
Straight to the point for those with attention deficit. I'm so repetitive, so I gotta repeat. Stainless from the streets to the deep. I'm coming with that heat. All you need to know about me, I'm coming with that heat.
Good evening.
Stainless.
Going once, twice. Boomerang time, my friend. Boomerang.
He could always come back.
He could always come back. He got that boomerang status. We going to.
Hold on. We're going to Monster Piece.
Are we really?
Mostra.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, guys. How are you doing?
Good. Were you at the fight yesterday?
I was not at the fight yesterday. I wish. I haven't been able to go to a fight in New York, and I think that one would have been a great one, considering the little Kim, that is Queen B.
Yeah, we ain't even talk about that. She ain't look too hot though.
Yeah.
You know what? She looked good enough. She's Queen B. She has a roster.
As soon as I seen her, I was like, yo, why he didn't bring out? As soon as I seen her, I was like, why he didn't bring out Onika?
But she's from Queens.
Me llamo Onika.
She's from Queens.
Yeah, I'm like, yo,
one of my favorite songs. That could.
I'm like, yo, he must not know, but I feel him. He was going for nostalgia, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I would have
No,
hit him.
he was going for Brooklyn.
Yeah, nostalgia.
He was going for Brooklyn. Yeah.
Well, you always gotta go to the Crawford Horn fight, which is gonna be in Manhattan.
What happened?
You could always go to the Crawford Horn fight, which would be at the Garden.
No, it's not. That's in Vegas.
Oh, is it?
I hate the Garden. I don't like the Garden. I do not like the Garden.
So did you like the fights last night?
I did like the fights. I don't know what's wrong with you on that. You really didn't like Jose Uzcategui. You really didn't like that fight? You thought it was just all right?
I didn't say that.
Is it because of Jarrell? Is it because of? Oh, okay. I don't know. I kind of get sense like a little like, it's all right type of feeling for me.
No. I said he did a great job, but I don't know what to take out of it because I know that Darrell is slipping or has been slipped. I mean, Blake Caparello put mega hands on him in AC.
You know what's crazy? Brian Custer was talking about before the fight started. He started talking about the status of Darrell's uncle. And after he got into the ring on the last fight and sucker punched Uzcategui because he felt that Uzcategui was hitting after the belt a lot. And for some reason, he felt the need to get in the ring and create that kind of
hostility
problem for himself. Yeah, hostility. And it's sad because his nephew came back to what seemed to be a very poor performance on his part. And then on top of that, couldn't continue on the fight. Uzcategui just completely outclassed him the entire fight. And one of the things that I noticed from Uzcategui that I really love was that straight. He throws that straight like one of the best I've seen. And I really think that guy is talented. And that's one fight I really did enjoy. So it was a good fight on Uzcategui's side, but for Darrell, I just feel really bad for him, especially his uncle right now. Wasn't even worth it.
What happened to his uncle?
He lost on the second rematch. His uncle went on the first fight. I don't know, did you get a chance to see it?
Yeah, but what happened? You said Brian Custer was talking about the status of his uncle.
Oh, that Brian Custer. Yes, because they ended up charging him with a misdemeanor assault.
Oh. Well, misdemeanor ain't much.
So he's being charged right now. So yeah,
he's banned. Is he banned from boxing?
It makes you. He most likely is right now. You will get banned if you do something like that.
Probably.
Yeah, he's not allowed to work a corner.
Oh damn. Well, there you go. You
Yeah.
can't be reckless in boxing.
You can't be reckless about it. Yeah, you can't get personal. I mean, I understand his concern, but I mean, your nephew was still alive and was still doing well. It's not like Uzcategui was like throwing bombs after the bell. He was just, it looked like, I don't know. This was like he was like throwing by mistake, but you just never know people's intentions. But whatever, he came back straight on the second rematch. He got his shit together and he came back, and there was no doubt that he definitely beat the shit out of Darrell in this one. So I really did enjoy that fight, and I want to see. You know what I was saying too, Ness? I want to see him in there with Caleb Plant. I know.
Who you want to see with Caleb Plant? Utaki?
You want to see anybody with Caleb Plant?
I want to see Caleb Plant get a title chance. Why not? The kid, I like following him on Instagram. He's really deep. He talks about his family. He talks about his kid. I want to see him. This man is working hard, and I want to see him get a chance to fight somebody like that, and it would be great.
Yeah, but listen, like what how do you assess working hard? Like how do you assess earning a shot? Like I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Yeah, when he's saying active, it's not like he's not fighting. He's acting like he's just sitting there, year after year, not fighting. And he fought last year, and I think he fought this year too.
Yeah, so name two people he fought.
Okay, I can't name them, but at the same time, could we have named anybody that what's this guy's name? I forgot that he got beat up by Jermall Charlo.
Erickson Lubin.
Yeah, been there too. Yeah, Erickson Lubin. Can we have named anybody that he fought that he deserved to be there with Jermall?
That is a great fucking point.
I mean, it's kind of
that is the first time you put me on the ropes. I can't remember two people that Erickson Lubin.
Well, they don't want that to happen to Caleb Plant, so that's why he ain't getting that opportunity right now. Because the chat thinks he's gonna get bodied by Utaki.
Can I continue, please? Sorry, casual. Let me continue real quick. But yeah, okay, whatever. I want to see him with Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant is just a shot. Let him have it. Let's talk about real quick, because I really want you to get to these other callers. Did you guys get a chance to hear Nassim Richardson interview with Fight Hype? Oh, I think it was Fight Hub. When he was talking about Wilder. You didn't see a casual. Did you see it, Ness?
No.
What was it about?
He was talking about
Wilder
really
being
quickly,
Mayweather. About Wilder. About Wilder being this version's Ali or something like that.
No, not that one. He was talking about his skills and what his skills, and he made a point that if you really think about all the fighters that Wilder has fought, they were all skill-wise better than him. Wilder's flaws is what has guided him to this far in his career. And he has said it many times. It's like the guy obviously lacks flawlessness in his skills, but he still finds a way to win. And we can argue that, yes, I hate Wilder, he's a bum, or whatever the case may be, but you can't take this win away from him, because even with all the flaws that he showed, he still managed to deliver a win, and it's because of that power that he has.
What about this, right? What about this? We get it.
Unless we could answer what?
I was gonna ask you, what about them not stopping the fight in the 7th round? It was Gervonta was like, "Yo, they cheated Luis Ortiz. They were supposed to stop the fight." What do you think about that?
But why were they? I mean, I didn't see Wilder so dazed or whatever, confused that we needed to stop the fight. I mean, when they stopped the fight for Ortiz was on the floor.
Floor, yeah.
So let's be honest.
And you got to take it from the champ. That was my thought. My thought was like, you got to really stop the champ. You can't just take it like that from him.
You really stopped him, and he really did. He just buzzed him, and it was the referee's job to make sure that the fighter wants to continue, not stop it just because, oh, I'm gonna stop it just for the hell of stopping it. You gotta respect the champ and give him the opportunity to tell you or to convince you that he can continue. That's exactly what Wilder did. So no, I don't think it was that. You know what I mean? When Ortiz got stopped, Ortiz was on the floor. Now, if Ortiz would have been on the ground saying, no, don't stop it, and then they would have stopped it, then you can probably make that argument. But you can't make it when Ortiz was on the floor. You really can't. So we need to get off of that topic, because that makes no sense to even bring it up. But anyways, really quickly.
Round 3. Round 3 with Masterpiece.
I think at the end of the day, what I want the callers that don't like Wilder today, before they get started, the question that I want them to answer is, I understand that he's flawed, but if you can find me a fighter that could actually get past his flaws, we can't really call him a bum, because he has been able to get this far, flawed or not. So unless we can answer the question of whether AJ can get past that, yes or no, in my opinion, I'll wait until the 31st to say anything about AJ, because at this point, AJ's win is with Vladimir is no different than anything else Wilder has done. Because honestly, I think Wilder has said it in the press conference, his win over Ortiz does matter more than Joshua's win over Vladimir. Absolutely, 100%. I agree with Wilder in that one.
And after seeing Luis Ortiz yesterday, hell yeah, you gotta credit that as a
hell yeah. Because Vladimir was already dethroned. He made a very smart point. Tyson Fury ran circles around Vladimir, and this guy got knocked down like a Gucci bag from fucking Chinatown. Like, are you fucking kidding me? No, we gotta give Wilder. If you're gonna call him to hate Wilder, please prove me that point. What fighter with skill has been able to get past those flaws? If you can answer me that, then maybe, you know what I mean? Then maybe I'll shut the fuck up. But until then, all those wins proves otherwise. His flaws might be his biggest strength, and that's scary.
Masterpiece has been studying.
Hey, yes.
She's now semi-professional fan.
You're so funny. Love you guys.
That was
Please, haters, make a valid point. Don't just hate.
Slam dunked on the haters.
I'm pretty sure they can make their points if they all got that much time. Monster went through everything.
She had 5 rounds.
Yo, I left the computer to go like deal with my kid for a second, and I came back, and Monster was still talking.
That's disrespectful. So you say you didn't even hear her call?
I heard like the first like minute.
Oh, you're trying to clean it up now.
And then like 10 minutes went by, and I thought, okay, Ness is on like 5 callers past now.
Yo, do you think that this is dramatic enough, this picture?
What picture?
The thumbnail.
The King Kong?
Yeah.
It's all right.
Does that tell the story?
Yeah.
All
King
right.
Kong fell.
Adam Sperber on Skype, you have your mic hot. We are going to attempt to go to you as you are the New York City correspondent, and you were in Brooklyn for the Wilder King Kong fight. We're hoping that you do have adequate audio. Adam, what's up?
How does it sound? Am I okay?
You're good.
All right. So yeah, that was probably the best heavyweight fight on American soil in 15 years since Lewis and Klitschko, and probably the best performance by an American heavyweight, or the most exciting performance by an American heavyweight in 20 years since the Tyson Holyfield rematch. I mean, I was trying to think in my head, what are the fights that we had in the States, a heavyweight fight that was that exciting. And when on top of it, when it was an American fighter. So being in the building for that, when Deontay was going in for the kill, was a surreal experience. It was like nothing I ever experienced before. It was crazy. I mean,
Where were you seated?
But why does it mean more to you because it's heavyweights? If it's like, yo, why don't you get this feeling when Thurman went for the kill, even though he didn't get a kill?
Heavyweights cross over. So I have all my casual friends talking to me today about the fight. I know that Showtime made a deal where they're showing these fights in the bars and they're giving them a good price for it. So people from the bar were calling me up, yo, the fight was on last night. It was crazy. I mean, heavyweights cross over. So you start having your friends outside the boxing sphere start talking to you about these fights.
Yeah, but if Showtime is paying bars, then every fight on Showtime would cross over, wouldn't it?
Oh, Showtime's offering the bars the opportunity to purchase all the block of fights that they announced a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, that's Steven Espinosa's work.
Yeah, he did a good job with it. So a lot of bars were showing a heavyweight championship last night. So a lot of people were hitting me up. But the energy in the building was crazy. When Deontay was in trouble, you could just feel the tension. Denzel Washington was there. They filmed some of the scenes for Creed 2 there. I don't know if you got anybody mentioned that.
I saw that in my timeline. They was yelling like Creed 2 or something, right? It was like Creed.
Yeah, we had different audience reactions to different scenarios. They had the crowd to that. I was seated very well. I was sitting there at ringside. So the fight ends.
You was by Little Kim?
I saw Little Kim walk right past me. Yeah, she walked. I was right there when they were walking into the ring. I mean, I get deep. I get in. When I go to a fight, I get in. So the knockout. I mean, the energy in the building was electric.
Taking shots at Enrique. I was about to play the Goma. Hey, how you pronounce it, Enrique? I don't want to mess up your shit, but
Gummo.
He was coming at you. He was like, yo, I get in.
Yeah, I just thought work-wise, with the legs, he get in, but
Well, both ways, yeah. So anyway, the fight ends, I go right to the media room, and I walk in, and as soon as I walk in, I see Danny Jacobs go right up to Charlo. And I mean, I can say this: neither dude backed down. Danny came right up to Jermall.
Yo, I gotta say, you're a bit of an instigator. I wonder if it's because you and I look different. Because they call me an instigator, they want to beat me up. No one even calls you an instigator, but you were instigating a lot of shit last night, bro.
I learned from the best, man.
How so? What'd he do? Give me an example.
What you mean? What'd he do?
Really
You gotta listen to the fucking interviews, bro.
It's not really instigating as much as it's just feeding off the energy of them going at each other. I mean, it was real. I mean, they're competitive dudes. And just 2 points on that. Back in November, I was at a media workout when Danny Jacobs fighting Arias, and we asked Danny if he couldn't get the Triple G or Canelo fight, who does he want to fight? And right away, straight up, Charlo. Give me Charlo. And we had the interview. Check out the Boxing Voice YouTube.
I remember that. I forgot about that, but I do remember that.
So Danny called him out, and people saying Charlo can't go over to HBO. There's also a video that we have where Charlos were doing a media session before a fight at the Barclays, and they were asked that. And Espinoza wasn't there that night, but Chris de Blasio, who the number 2 over at Showtime was, and he said that, hey, listen, there are definitely scenarios where, basically Jermall would have no problem going over to HBO. So don't think the network thing would be a big deal. And Danny's, he's promoted by Eddie Hearn. I still think he's tied in with Al Heyman because I see Al Heyman people.
He is absolutely still with Al Heyman. That is 100% confirmed.
Yes. So you may be reading some fake boxing news out there, but the truth is Al Heyman employees are at Danny Jacobs' fight, even with Eddie Hearn there. So they know the right people to talk to. They know they can. Danny probably can reach out directly to Al, and if not, all they got to do is talk to like Sylvia or some, one of them, and say after.
Yo, Adam, I got a bunch of people in the chat talking about who's dude on the phone. Let the world know. See, this is what you get for not calling in frequent enough.
It's Adam, yes, at Adam TBV. Cover all the fights over here in New York City. Media days, press conferences, open workouts. I'm there. So when you go over to the YouTube channel, and you see anything from the New York area, that's me. And my goal is to bring the subscribers unparalleled content, exclusive content. And during the fight, I was there for about 6 hours last night, and I'm moving the whole fight. I'm not a media dude that just sits in media row, sits there. I move around the whole night to get content. We put up a bunch of stuff last night. We got more stuff coming tomorrow. They'll be up there tomorrow, exclusive stuff to TBV. And I want to make sure I have content to bring to this show. So when the listeners listen, people tune into the YouTube channel, not only are they getting what I'm bringing, but more importantly, they're getting what you guys are talking about. So you're getting the stuff from the field, and you're getting live fight commentary, the post-fight commentary. We want to make a place where all the fans, the subscribers can come, a one-stop shopping for all your boxing needs. Everything.
So you saying you in the streets and we in the conference room?
Nah, we in the studio. He's in the field.
He's in the field. He on the street.
Wrong synonyms there.
So when I see Charlo and Jacobs going at each other, I'm not standing in the back. In fact, I was literally right between the two. And I kind of know both of them, so like I felt comfortable standing right between the two. But again, I don't want to get it twisted. On record, they were not backing down. Both of them were not backing down. People are saying Jermall looked like he was a little freaked out in the situation. No, he wasn't. So, and then what happened with Jermall, obviously after that evening was unfortunate. He got his bag took, but he was out on Twitter today still going after Danny after he got his bag took. So,
well, Jermall got his bag took according to the article.
Well, no, I think it was Morris, and Mar got his bag took.
Yeah, I mean,
it was Mar's bag that was took. And Mar was on Twitter today going back at Danny, so obviously he really didn't. Well, he didn't look like he cared too much about the bag, or didn't show it on Twitter today. But otherwise, yeah, that was just basically the facts from last evening. And I've also been talked to Eddie Hearn about 2 weeks ago at Danny Jacobs' press conference in New York City. Asked him about Deontay Wilder fight, and I think he's been misleading a little bit to the media. Because I asked him what happened when he met with Shelly Finkel and Al Heyman. Remember, we brokered that meeting when they called into the Boxing Voice. We brokered that meeting. Well, I wanted to find out what happened at that meeting. And Eddie really wasn't being specific, but he basically said Deontay's team wasn't being reasonable with numbers. But what we're learning right now from what Finkel said last night, and there's an interview with Shelly Finkel on the Boxing Voice YouTube channel, which I did, that they wanted some additional information from Eddie Hearn's camp, and they never heard back from Eddie Hearn. So I don't know where Eddie Hearn gets that Deontay Wilder's in Fantasyland when they never even discuss real numbers. So Eddie Hearn's got to answer to that. And if not, he should now at least start sending over preliminary numbers, or as soon as that Parker fight is over, if AJ wins. So we've been on top of that story. So anytime those guys are in New York, I want to get that information for you so you get it right away.
So what did you think of the fight, brother?
I mean, Deontay showed incredible recovery ability. I said to the people that were sitting around me that if Ortiz didn't finish Deontay, he's finished, because I knew Ortiz was going to punch himself out. And I think the 8th round, or when Ortiz one after him. The round before, he had him almost out, and he threw a lot of punches. They couldn't get Deontay out of there. Deontay hung in there. It looked like it was a mix of Deontay being hurt, but also being tired. Deontay got a second win. And like I said before, when Deontay goes in for the kill at the Barclays, there was not a more exciting moment in boxing I've ever seen. I mean, it was crazy. And again, you know, Deontay, just like Anthony Joshua, got himself out of trouble, but Deontay didn't go down. Anthony Joshua did. So I'd perhaps like to see Deontay maybe on a dietary program where he can put maybe 5 or 10 pounds more muscle on.
Well, he did say he was sick, and that's why he lost 10 pounds. Because when me and Matt seen him, he wasn't 214.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So it could be that. It could be that right there. But you know, and again, it's very interesting now. Also with Big Baby Miller. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was commotion in the ring right after the fight.
Yeah, he tried to get in the ring, right?
He tried to get into the ring,
and Marcellus stopped him, huh?
They threw him out real quick, and you know, part of the reason why is the dude's fighting on HBO in August. Why is he running up into the ring right now? And I love Big Baby Miller; he's the man. I mean, I like the dude, but he's got a fight booked on HBO. I mean, if he didn't have a fight booked on HBO, maybe they let him in the ring. But it's like, dude, you already have a fight. Why are you coming in here? When's the earliest you can possibly fight Deontay? You know what I mean? So there's no point of you coming into the ring. So. Yeah, it was just a lot. And, you know, we worked last night till what were we up to? About 2:30 in the morning, sending over videos. We still got more videos to send. So if you have any questions about last night, I'd be happy to answer them. If not, I want you to get to the callers.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in, Adam. Thank you for putting in that hard work. You definitely did the job for TBV in the New York City area and in Brooklyn Barclays Center. We're going to go out to some other callers. Matt, any well, actually, let's mix it up. We're going to Idris in the UK. Talk to me.
And it's 2-something in the morning and that, but you know what? You call me an AJ protector, but I'm going to give Wilder his props, man. He did well. He did big. Do you know what I mean? He suffered adversity. It was pretty much like the AJ fight. The only thing I don't like is people saying the same thing they said about Klitschko, saying that Ortiz let him off the hook. Klitschko, these are experienced guys. How can they let someone off the hook? It's impossible. If they're not capable of doing it, they're not capable of doing it. That's how I see it. So Wilder got the win. It was good for him. And with the Charlos, I think right now, if they give it a couple of days, they're going to look back and think it's been such a good, eventful, positive weekend for them. You know, they've been all over Sky Sports. They were getting mentioned. The whole Brook fight. Even Eddie Hearn kept ducking questions in a post-fight interview. They kept saying, Charlo. He looked at the interview like, bro, do you want to get fired or something? and then, like, they've had that altercation with Billy Joe, Jacobs, Brook. Their name's been all over. I'm not hearing Heard. I'm not hearing Lara. So in a couple of days' time, they'll probably look at it and think, you know what? It's been eventful. It's been positive. It's been good. It's time to make shit happen, man. We need to hear about them more in 2018.
Yeah, I definitely like their aggression.
Yeah, man. But hopefully that's what's going to happen, man. And Spence Brook, that might be one of the best rivalries coming up again, man. If that happens again, I'm loving it, man. If Errol Spence wins again, or if Brook gets the win, it could be one of the best trilogies of all time, in my opinion. But I'm not sure if I'm leaning towards that too tough. But I'm going to save all of this for another talk. I know you're going to make that show for another time. I'm going to leave it on.
All right, brother. Well, Idris, man, thank you for calling in. We're going to who we got. Jay in Orlando. Talk to me.
Yo, hey, Ness, how I feel, baby? We some motherfucking, excuse my language, but we some heavyweight hipsters, as I like to call it. Heavyweight hipsters, you know? Everyone was down on our boy, but we had faith all in between. And I must say, man, them 42 seconds in that 7th round, that had to be the longest 42 seconds of 2018 for me, man. That had to be the longest. Like, but I'm glad he went through it. He weathered the storm. He took the 8th round out. And then in the 9th round, they almost knocked each other out. And then in the 10th round, the rest was history, man. He just went in for the kill and he came in. And one thing I like that he did in the 10th round, because Luis Ortiz is so damn smart. Luis Ortiz was showing like his those fights. He was showing it like his years of experience just doing little things. Like whenever Wilder would come in when he thought he was hurt, he would catch Wilder because Wilder was coming in wild. So when he finally got him hurt in that 10th round, Wilder didn't come in and jump right on him. He waited. And Luis Ortiz wasn't used to that. So he didn't really know how to react to that. And then he just was able to catch him because before Wilder kept coming in doing the same thing, you can kind of tell that Luis Ortiz had planned and he knew exactly how Wilder was going to come in. And he would always counter him right before Wilder would be able to get his shot off the way that he wanted to get that straight right. Oh, you guys were talking about Spence earlier. Spence was rocking with Wilder. So that shaking my head thing, that was going against Gervonta, because you look at like the rest of Spence's posts on Twitter, he was saying that he was rocking with Wilder, and Wilder's wild, but you can't beat him. And shout out to Lennox Lewis, shout out to Evander Holyfield, shout out to all the guys that are embracing Wilder. Shout out to the media that's asking real questions, and not a shout out to the media that's trying to force and try to find something bad. I've seen a lot of interviews last night where like Charlo had to go off on one guy because the guy kept trying to make him say something bad about Wilder, and it's like, yo, I'm giving my dude props. Like, why can't you accept that I'm giving him props? Like, why do you want to find something bad? You want something negative that's not there. Like, it's crazy. Like, people don't want to support.
Yo, I heard that interview where Charlo said that Wilder is he said he's my Mayweather and I love him.
Yeah. I mean, he has the potential for it. And I mean, this is kind of, a different show topic, but I think it might be time, man. Let's go ahead and try that pay-per-view market or do what Showtime was doing. Shout out to Showtime for putting fights in the bars. Like, this fight got like so much, like my friends and stuff that normally don't watch fights unless it's like a Mayweather fight. They were actually posting pictures of Wilder. I'm like, they don't even know who Wilder really is, but they're into it because they're able to see it. So the more eyes they have on it, the better the sport is. So either go that pay-per-view route or go the route that they've been doing where they're showing it in the bars now. That's all I got.
Jay, thanks for calling in. Hey, Matt, hopefully tomorrow we could be doing a Wilder Breaks a Million show, man. That would be cool.
I'm gonna break a million right with Ortiz.
Yeah, you broke up right now. You sounded like R2D2, right, Enrique?
I know, a little bit mixed with T-Pain.
But I definitely think it's going to break a million. I think that's without a doubt. But before we get
you've been confident on that, but I don't know, man. Boxing ain't been really doing a million.
Yeah, but he has consistently done nothing less than 800,000.
But that's not a million.
That's true, but he's also been on network TV usually as of late. He's been on Fox. He's been on different networks.
Doing over a million would definitely be an testament to the profile raising, to the reality TV, to all the talk shows that he's been doing. Hopefully that works, and we see something in the numbers, a spike in the numbers because of that.
Definitely agree. And before we get into anything, T Street Controversy, another boxing YouTuber, was in a coma.
Are you sure with any of this news that you're about to report?
Yes, I am sure.
I reached out to T Street. I have not heard anything back.
Yes,
number.
He has a video on his channel where he's in the hospital bed. I watched it.
Who's in the hospital bed?
T Street Controversy. He was jumped and put into a coma for 9 days, is what he is saying.
By who?
He did not say in the video. But just want to say prayers and best wishes for T Street. I hope he recovers well. He is talking, but he is still in the hospital as of what I know.
Damn.
Just prayers and best wishes for him.
That's my man. So I hope everything is good and he makes it out of there okay.
Yeah, I met him a few times.
Back on his grind because he is a hustler. Let's go out to David. No, actually, it's Muhammad in West Africa. Talk to me.
Muhammad, what's up?
What's up, Enrique? Hey, listen, what's up, man? Something funny happened to me last night.
What?
I did watch the fight again, and I swear to God, the 7th round, I thought they was going to stop it despite knowing the result. That's how dramatic it was.
Yeah.
I did not believe how Wilder could survive.
90 seconds.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, that fight was just crazy. Of course, I recorded it, and I just had my wife like about an hour ago. Told her, come downstairs with me, let me show you a great fight. And she enjoyed it. She was pulling for Ortiz.
Yeah.
In Vegas,
Yeah.
Enrique, you saw the pictures I put on Instagram.
I saw that.
But after the fight, she was for Wilder like 100%, and she's backing him against Joshua because I already told her about Joshua. I'm setting up the Vegas trip. I'm getting into boxing, so when you guys do something in Vegas, she will come with me because I'm not allowed to travel alone anymore for this year. So I have to take it. And then I'll
Your travel pass is now revoked for the remainder of 2018.
Temporarily revoked, but I will get it next year. But anyway, people are saying bad things about Wilder. I mean, you must not love boxing, you know. So what? He's not the most technically gifted, but he's exciting. You know, he brought drama. I thought he should have took the Triple G voice last night and said, big present boxing. This is present for boxing.
Yeah.
Big drama show, because that's what it was. I mean, it was just a great fight. And Ness, did I tell you that Bivol was going to stop Barrera? I was right.
Yeah,
and
you were right. That was
yeah, I knew it. You know,
and that took some time to do too. He did it in the 12th, so that really impressed.
Yeah, and he was against Barrera, which is you know him. But I mean, I just felt it. I felt it so strongly. I mean, I looked at his face. I know Bivol's going to go places. Maybe the only one who can beat him is Andre Ward if he comes back. But he fights Kovalev, he's going to stop him. Maybe 6-7 rounds. Hey, let me ask you something else. So is Vegas confirmed or you're not sure yet?
Vegas is not confirmed, but it is confirmed. Like it's
all right. Hey, that's all I want to hear, man. That's all I want to hear.
Contract ain't signed yet.
Yeah, the contract's not signed, but the the preliminary talks are at like 98%. Like
99.9.
Oh wow, Matt rubbed elbows, had a few shots with them.
I was talking to John. Trust me, me and John are tight. First name basis now. Relax.
Oh, I wonder why he didn't solidify a yearly sponsorship, Enrique.
Because I had too many cocktails. That's why.
That's bad, man. Throw the blicky up, man.
By the way, shout out to Coach Miri for a very well fought fight and for his title.
Definitely.
Oh, nice.
Mitty's the first TBV champion. Yeah. Besides Eric Cruz and myself, though. Oh, and you.
Of course.
That's right.
By the way, I have a strong feeling that Saddam Ali is going to be on the undercard.
Oh, really? That'd be a good idea.
No, think about it. They have a world champion who might have a big fight in the UK down the line against Kell Brook or Amir Khan. What better way to expose him than to put him on the undercard? And then you make big money when you go to the UK. Just business. Plus all their fighters, Jojo Jazz, everybody done fought. So they already have Chocolatito, but that's on the Tom Lafleur side. They're going to have a co-main event. And Saddam Ali, because Ramadan is, because I'm Muslim too, so I know when it's May 15th. So he has to fight before that. And they still did not announce anything. I think they're going to put him on the undercard. He didn't tell me that, but I'm just feeling it.
All right, Muhammad. You're stepping all over the next caller's toes. Let's keep it moving here. We're going out to Marcus in the DC.
Peace, Muhammad.
Yo, what's good with y'all, TBV, man? Great show as always. Hey, yo, man, I want to tell y'all really how disrespectful that Gervonta Davis statement is, yo, because y'all said it, the word, but y'all gave the opposite definition. Yo, a tomboy is a woman like a Teresa Witherspoon, like a Chris Cyborg. It's like a girl who doesn't really run or throw or act or play like a girl. They call that man a tom girl, which is a dude who acts feminine like a faggy that, type shit. So that was way more disrespectful, even though y'all used the word tom girl. Y'all gave the description like a tomboy, So that shit was really, 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 really disrespectful, you know what I'm saying, to Young and Style. Calling him a top girl, man. That shit was, man, I think over the top. But look, Wilder is who we say he is. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anyone has ever argued that he is like a technically super solid type of guy. What we've always said was that somehow in 39 fights, all 40 really, he found a way to put that mitten on you and you can't deal with it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, all these people saying is, well, when people saw that fight against Wilder, that they salivating. Why? Which people think that their technical skills is better than Ortiz's, that they feel like they can do the same thing? You think that you tell me
Tyson Fury's one of them.
With that joint, he gonna be able to stand up.
Tyson Fury's one of them.
He's gonna be able to stand up to that monster, man. You know what I'm saying? The only chance somebody got is and this is go to the great conditioning, but I want to lean while y'all see this. I actually think Deontay need to put 10 pounds on. I think he should just do all lower body. I think he should do it over the course of the next 3 fights. I don't think it should be 1 fight. But I actually don't like him that thin. You know what I'm saying? Because he is taller at 6'7". Maybe if he was like 6'4", 215, 6'2", 215, maybe a little better. But I think at 6'7", and I think with the type of dudes he about to be fighting, I think he really needs to be a little bit more heavier. 225. It won't change his athleticism, won't change anything. I just think it'll give him a little bit more grounded. The strategy, they knocked the man out again twice. I mean, what can we say? If he enters in at 168, it's a great mix. The question is, I guess, if Kell Brook and Spence, does Kell Brook believe that something that lost him the fight has to do with him coming in at 47, that he think it'll be different at 54? Because, I mean, I think if he think he was out chopping him, which he was doing a good job at first, if he think that somehow his endurance or strength was sapped by going to 47 versus 54, then make the fight. But I think that if it's not, it just looks like you picking on the dude. You know what I'm saying? Another topic that y'all talked on, what else did y'all say something about? But like, you know what I'm saying, the night before Wilder, it was a good fight. Hey man, you gotta love the Charlos, man. They talk big shit. I like the dudes, but I really love the dudes. Like when motherfucker J-Rock came over to him to get that nigga a shake at the fight, he said, man, take your ass back over there before I knock you out again. So fuck everybody, put everybody on notice, man. The Charlos is here. They want that work. And man, DC in the building, I'm out. TBV in the building, man. Good show, good shit, y'all. I'm here.
Marcus, man, thank you for joining in. We're going to go out to, let me see who was in line. Okay, Nelson in the Dominican Republic. What's up, brother?
Man, guys, how you doing?
We're good, we're good.
What's up, Nelson? You live.
Yeah, man, I saw the fight last night. I feel really sorry for Ortiz. He almost got it. He did a great job. That 7th round was nasty. I just feel that the age factor, in my opinion, played a big factor in this fight because I felt like in the from the 7 or 8, the 8th round and ahead, he wasn't able even to protect himself properly because he was so tired because he wasted so much energy in that 7th round that he wasn't able to finish Wilder in the 8th, and then he was gassed out. I think that was the only thing that stopped Ortiz from winning that fight. I think if he was maybe 4 or 3 years younger, he would have finished Wilder. Wilder was finished for me and working mentally in the 7th round. In the 8th round, he wouldn't. He did not came back strong. You know, he was trying to recover it, but Ortiz wasn't strong enough to fight him and to finish him. I really, really feel sorry for him. I think he's a great boxer. He has a good future in the heavyweight division because, you know, there is not a lot of competition nowadays. There are some good fight that he could make. He could make it in the future. Maybe Chisora, as you mentioned before, and there are some others. And I feel sorry also because of the heavyweight division, because having such a one-dimensional champion as Wilder, that in my opinion is not outside of his power. He has nothing. Ortiz was dominating the whole fight. You know, only what was the round that Ortiz got knocked down the first time? The 5th round or the 4th round? Hello?
I believe it was the 5th. I'm not sure. Let me double check.
Aside of that, Ortiz was dominating the fight. He was easily dominating the fight. And Ortiz being so technically sound and, you know, keeping a distance. And he's powerful too. Not as powerful as Wilder, but he's powerful too. He was dominating the fight. I was so happy about him, the way he was managing the fight. But I think that he just gassed out. He wasn't, after the 8th round, he wasn't even himself. He was like a dead man walking in the ring. He was just tired as hell. He couldn't even defend himself. I think that when Wilder knocked him down the first time in the round, he wasn't even hurt. But but it's just the fight. It was so easy for Wilder to knock him down the first time because he wasn't even defending himself properly. He was so tired. You know, I feel sorry for him. But I think he He has a good future in the division, and I think if they fight again a rematch, maybe with more, if he prepares himself well, better, he can have a chance, a big chance to defeat Wilder in a rematch. I think he has the opportunity to beat Wilder actually in a rematch. And when it comes to Wilder,
Whoa, Nelson, come on, brother. Listen, you know what? I don't know, Matt. It seems like we have to remind people. And also we have to cut back the time now. But for reasons like that, and it's not just Nelson. I mean, pretty much every single caller went past their time. And there's dozens of callers, we're a boxing community. You guys, you call in here frequently enough. You should be kind of courteous to one another because you're only making your other boxing friend wait, and he might not make the cut because you are taking longer than you should. That being said, we're going to drop it down to 40 seconds. We have a lot of people. Have your thoughts in order. Mute your microphones, please, Nelson. Mute your microphones. Those on Blog Talk, press 1 and don't do anything, or you will be dropped off and you will be sad. 219-323. First time caller?
Yeah, my first time caller.
What's your name, my friend, and where are you calling from?
My name is Joseph. I'm calling from Remington, Indiana.
All right, Joseph, you got 45 seconds, my friend. Go for it.
All right, man, I want to say something about this Deontay Wilder fight. The only thing I want to say is that Nestor, Gibbs, you and Matt, both of y'all some little bitches. I bet it was.
He really waited online 3 hours for that. Matt, we're fucking growing.
Yo, but maybe he had a good point. You didn't let him finish. Maybe there's a reason we're bitches.
I didn't do anything but mute him. If he wanted to finish, he wouldn't have hung up.
That's true. Come on, troll.
Hilarious.
I missed it.
At least he put his name. Alexander Bully, go for it.
Bomb Squad!
Yo, I can't lie. That last call was hilarious. But anyway, let's get into it. So I'm gonna say this: like Wilder did impress me yesterday because what he did show, he showed the heart of a champion. He really did. To come back from adversity like that and do what he had to do to Ortiz was impressive. But what he clearly didn't show was the boxing skills of a champion. And I don't understand how people call me a AJ Dick Rider, AJ Protector, but it's clear to see that his boxing skills just aren't up to par. I think he could be a monster if he trains properly and obviously changes trainers, but there's too many things that he did wrong. I mean, his feet were so wide apart, so unbalanced, uncoordinated. His long reach, he was getting out-jabbed by a man with 5-inch less reach than him, which was crazy, getting out-jabbed the whole fight. He didn't understand foot positioning at all. It was like he was lost in there in terms of fighting a southpaw. And it was like he had never really cut it.
Alexander, I know that is unfortunate. You waited a long time, but 45 seconds is all we can give everybody, unfortunately, because of the time constraints. We're going out to boxing. JD, go.
I said I wasn't going to call in today, but I just had to because you guys are talking about Andre Dirrell. What's up, Ness? Matt? Casual?
What's up?
To the point. What you saw in that Andre Dirrell fight is exactly what should have happened probably, a couple years before with the Arthur Abraham fight. The guy's taken so much punishment already. He's had all these disqualification wins, in quotations, but he's pretty much been knocked out, and he was basically knocked out in the first Uskategi fight. He shouldn't have even gone through with this rematch, but him and his brother have just been total disappointments. They can never get over all their past losses, both as a professional and in the Olympics. I'm glad that he's probably going to be gone.
Cut it.
Damn.
Gary, Dallas, go.
Yo, what's up? My first ever call was right after the Joshua Klitschko fight. And I'm going to say the same thing about Wilder now that I said about Joshua then. Don't confuse a great fight with a great performance. That was a great fight. If you thought Wilder was beatable or flawed before the fight, you still think the same thing. Just like everyone fell in love with, Joshua was the best thing we ever saw after the Klitschko fight. I just saw a guy who looked vulnerable. And I'm going to say the same thing about Wilder. If you think Wilder was beatable before the fight, you think the same thing now. That's all I got, fellas.
Gary. Man, I wish I had time to get in that. He said, don't confuse the big fight with
No. He said, don't confuse a great performance with a great fight, which is true. That's a good point.
Maybe.
He derailed me because a great fight has to have a good performance.
No, because you can still have flaws and still get hurt and still not have a great performance, not have an A+ performance, but put on a fight of the year. Absolutely.
This portion of the show we call In the Know, presented by my brother.
Yo, serve me up a quick order of that barbecue crow for the Barrera fight.
Oh, shit, man. You believe this shit?
What? What did you do?
Paul Charlo says that boxing scene shit is fake news. He says fake news. Yeah, fucking right. All caps.
Damn.
Well, salute.
Salute. That's that tough guy shit.
Yo, y'all didn't even get when I said, yo, he derailed me. That was Andre Durrell. You don't get it?
Good point.
Oh, yeah.
That was punny.
It was punny.
Yo, why y'all walking all over Info Joe like that, man? I'm gonna have to start the clock.
He got quiet and sat back or something, man. Left dead waves.
Unlike you, he respectful. He ain't gonna talk over you. He ain't about to go challenge y'all and see.
He got quiet. You interrupted it.
Shit, come and take your round, Joe.
Hey, yo. Hey, Andre Durrell, I agree, Ness. He should retire. And Matt, you're right about Virgil. He should give instructions instead of motivational speeches sometimes. Yo, shout out to the king of Wakanda, Bomb Squad, Wilder. King Kong ain't got shit on me. When I called in Thursday, I said this was not going to be an easy fight for Wilder. He's going to have to dig down deep to win. Shout out to Ortiz. He's a good fighter. I actually had Ortiz up around before the knockout. He tested Wilder's chin. He tested Wilder's heart, and Wilder passed with flying colors. Shout out to Bomb Squad. Yo, from my lips to the boxing god's ears, make the Jacobs versus Charlo happen. Peace.
Joe, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Ed Brown. Mr. Brown on Skype, EB.
Okay.
All right, we're going to Scorsese.
Hey man, look, I picked Bomb Squad, but I need some crow. That motherfucker got stopped in the 7th round. Give me my crow, Ness. Give me my crow.
What?
Give me my crow. He got stopped in the 7th round. I picked him, but that boy got stopped. And they look, man. Look, Barclay's been taking the initiative. New York, keeping these fighters safe. Hey, they let Deontay Wilder get stopped, and they sent him to the ref in the 8th round. I sent him to the doctor in the 8th round. No, send his ass to the dressing room because he got stopped in the 7th round. That's some bullshit. They robbed that old man for millions. And when Wilder hurt him and finished him, he was hitting him with rabbit shots and shit, and they wasn't calling shit. Hey, is what it is. Joshua will probably do the same thing with Eddie Hearn. I ain't picking sides, but Ortiz stopped that motherfucker. The old man whoop ass came through. Give me my crow, Ness. Give me my crow. I want to hear it.
Please tell me why you always leave. Please tell me why you always leave.
Give me my crow, bro. That man was out. He was out. He was oh, there we go. 30 unanswered punches. 30 unanswered punches. My call is done. Stoppage, bro.
Seem happy. He's Scorsese was happy, dropped the mic, everything.
Yo, I mean, you heard Jermall Charlo, man. Wilder is our Mayweather. They love to hate him, you know? So you got to let him hate. James Williams, talk to us.
Yo, what's good, Boxing Voice? Been a little while, been a long time. I'm going to make it quick. Your boy Wilder is the truth. Plain and simple. I mean, quite frankly, every champion needs to be tested to prove that he's a champion. No matter who you are, no matter who you like. If you like somebody outside of Mayweather, they all either had losses or they went down some point in their life. Even the great Muhammad Ali hit the canvas. But it ain't about what you do, it's about how you get back up. Plain and simple. As for Jermall Charlo, man, seeing that I had a child that had to go through cancer, hope the Miracle Man knocked that nigga out. That's all I got to say.
Man, all right. Well, let's go to another Jason Williams. Oh, no. That's Jason. That was James. Now we're going to Jason.
What's up, Boxing Voice? Yo, great fight, man. Great fight. Two things real quick, man. I want to get to the specifics real quick, man. I think Wilder proved he has a better chin than Joshua. I mean, Ortiz hit him with almost everything plus the kitchen sink, like the two calls ahead. Plus 2 calls ahead of me was saying that dude was out on his feet. Man, he's the champion. You got to at least let him go down one time before you want to stop the fight. That's a bit much. But to compare, I mean, Klitschko couldn't even knock down Brian Jennings, and King Kong stopped him. And King Kong hit Deontay with everything and didn't make him go down one time. So I think Wilder proved that he definitely has a better chin than Joshua. Second, just on the Vegas thing, man, because I am going to be out there for the Canelo Triple G fight. I just want to make sure y'all going to be out in Vegas, right, for the fight?
Yeah, it is 99.9% sure that we'll be doing a live pre-fight party for the Canelo Triple G, courtesy of Chivas Regal, and it will be doubling as an appreciation night. We will be inviting fighters. Again, it's 99.9. We will have Matt. Do we know at least when we get some sort of confirmation?
No, but I can always just John.
It's 2 months away, man. So we should be hearing something to finalize it pretty soon, and then start getting our guest list together. But yeah, we should be out there.
All right, there it is. Well, then I'm next. I'm gonna be there to size you up. I'm next. I got you next, man. I'm a heavyweight too.
Let's see, man. You better get me. You better get me quick, man. I'm like Deontay, man. I didn't defended my title. I'm thinking retirement. I got 1 foot out the door.
All right, but no, that's my call, man. Good show, fellas.
All right, brother. J. Will, thank you for calling in. We're going to E Black in Texas.
Yo, what's good with you, man?
What up? What up?
And man, I thought that was a great fight. I think a lot of people mistake the fact that Deontay is so old to the sport that he's not gonna look like your normal fighter. He's gonna get hit and he's gonna look sloppy. And it's just he at 8 years old, he hasn't got his arm positioning correct. So it's just leave the kid alone, enjoy greatness, and I hope that they make that fight sometime in September.
Well, E Black, man, thank you for calling in. We're going to the T in Toronto.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What up? What up, T?
I ain't gonna spend too much time on the Wilder fight. It pretty much went how I thought it was gonna go. Like I said in the pre-fight show that we had. But I'd like to touch on a little bit of this 175. I still think Kovalev is the best at 175, but you got Bivol, Stevenson, and Beterbiev, who beat him twice in the amateurs, and then you got Badu Jack as kind of like a dog horse. It's a crazy division full of punches. I'm excited to see what happens with that. And this Charlo Jacobs thing, he just go ahead and let that fight happen, man. The last time we had a bad blood situation, or you had a motivated Jacobs, he stopped our boy Peter Quillen early, and he gave Triple G all he got. So go ahead and let that fight happen. And I got a question for y'all. April 14th, what y'all doing, man? The bull fights in New York. I'm trying to come down. What's happening?
Man, I wish Bud was find somebody appreciation night worthy. Everybody want appreciation night, but it's like you gotta wait for the right fight. It's looking like Canelo Triple G, man.
I'm gonna be at that too. Don't even worry about it. I'm just saying I'm gonna be in New York on the 14th because I'm going to the fight. So I'm gonna holler at y'all when I reach.
All right. Well, T man, you know we gonna definitely link up.
That's my call, fellas. Stay easy.
All right. Ernest in Alabama.
Hey, I watched the fight. Great fight. My boys and I, we were crying in the 7th round, but, you know, he pulled it through. I don't think that AJ is going to be next after the 31st because I think either Big Baby or Povetkin, who are controlled by Eddie Hearn, and they're also 1-3 in the WBC or WBA and the IBF. I think they're going to end up fighting. Deontay fight is still, I think, in 2019. And one of the trainers need to go, and I think it should be Mark Breland. That's all I got, guys.
Damn, funny you say that, man. There was some rumors a couple years ago that Breland was trying to be pushed out. But someone needs to take control. We need more thorough pad work to improve on accuracy. And we need someone. I mean, the thing is about the wide stance, Matt, you know how agile he is. I mean, I remember in the early rounds, Ortiz, you know, shot a straight left at him, and he was able to get out of the danger just with the feet. But the issue is the backing in a straight line. But let me see what he got. We got
a couple like methods or their stables are similar. You know, like a Derek James would make a lot of sense to me.
You gotta repeat what you said because you broke up in the beginning.
Some trainers that would make sense to me that could offer something for Deontay Wilder. Derek James would make a ton of sense. Bring him on for a camp. You're gonna pay him just for the camp. You can bring him in as a second trainer. That's been done before.
That would be. I mean, I don't know, man. Is Derek James gonna be able?
Robert Garcia is another great name. Just being honest, that could teach him fundamentals. You know, easy. You know, technique.
Robert Garcia said he doesn't like training heavyweights because they're lazy. They don't run. And Wilder doesn't run. So imagine that.
But what does that have to do with training fight skills, running?
He just says they're lazy overall. He says he likes to have his guys all train together, and heavyweights don't train the way other fighters train.
Kind of true.
Yeah, I think breaking up that camp or breaking up that stable, the coaches is probably a disservice to Wilder.
I don't think you break it up. You can just add somebody to.
I mean, look.
I don't see why you have to remove Mark Breland or JBs or anyone.
Why? Because that's another check. That's why. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be spending money anyway, you need to do that locally in, you know, the New York City area by hitting up Ruthie's Pasteles. Because if you like, you know, Latin like me and Enrique, you know what the pasteles are. And if you don't, you need to holler at them at 917-568-1195 and get yourself some Borinque delicatessen. And the beauty is this is Castle Hill Gill's business. He is the New York City ambassador. You've met him at the many TBV appreciation nights and at many Barclays Center after parties, at the Yayo's bar across the street from the Barclay. You know he's
why you shouting them out?
Huh?
Shouting up Yayo's.
Yeah, you know. I mean, Yayo's got a free one, but you know, you can head on over to 406 Soundview Avenue in the Bronx, New York. 10473 is the area code. But remember, they deliver to the tri-state. So Enrique, you could be all the way in your house in the hills and still get it because you in the tri-state. New York, New Jersey.
Good to know, Castle Hill. It's been a minute since I had patelas.
And I had them. Like, this is not
I missed out on patelas this holiday season. I was like, damn, where I'm gonna get patelas from? But now I know, Castle Hill, you can get my business.
And you don't even have to call if you don't want to talk to them. You can just do orders at ruthiespasteles.com. Follow them on social media at Ruthies_pasteles. We're going to head on out to...
Follow you right now, Gil.
We did Masterpiece. So let's go to it is NO. Where's NO's intro?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from Magnolia. You got your blind on fire, you made it a G. Until the moment you expire, you know what it is. Cut it out of something, you handle your business. You know, crying and it's something you
Yo, that's not a horn either. He's asleep.
Oh, that's hilarious. And
who is that?
Oh, he's a truck driver. He's a truck driver. He probably, listening to the show, waiting to get his turn and fell asleep. Shout out to NO. Putting in
wake up.
216-778. 216-778.
Hey, what's up, man?
First time caller. What's your name, my friend?
My name's Xavier. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Xavier from Ohio. What's going on? Cleveland in the building. A lot of fighters come from Cleveland, man.
Yeah. Yeah, not very many good ones. Man, Gervonta Davis, he's talking bad about Wilder. If he thinks he ain't shit, you should get in the ring with him.
That'll be a spectacle for sure.
Man, that fight was insane, though. Whew.
Yo, so why do you think Gervonta said that about him? He's trying to get in the headlines or something like that? Like what was the purpose?
I don't know. You
do know that he's also like 135 pounder, right? 140 pounds?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, if he's gonna clown him like that, he should get in the ring and get his ass whooped. Saying that he fights like a sissy. Like, what the fuck?
I agree, man. Listen, what did you say your name was?
Xavier.
I'm Xavier.
Xavier in Cleveland. Thank you for calling in. Don't forget, we are on Drive By More. We're getting everybody 45 seconds. We're going to go out to my man, your man, King Amin in New Jersey.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean. My man, get a cup and put some change inside your hand. Shake it down. Hold up. Let's make this official. Everybody that's agreed with it.
I mean,
TBV was good. Fellas, listen. I was in electric. Like when you was in the crowd, it was like watching the EQ. Like all the Cubans was standing up. That shit got crazy when Wilder got stung in that 7th round, man. It was just something to see, to be there in person, man. And Ness, man, Johnny Rican owe me some money, man. You remember Johnny Rican?
You mean Jesse
Rican? Is that the guy's name?
Jesse Rican?
Jesse Rican, yeah, man. That kid owed me. Yeah, that kid owed me some money. I had the TBV shirt on. I was in there repping,
Oh, man,
That's
don't tell me he made a bet.
TBV fan, we everywhere.
Don't tell me he made a bet.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, I was about to say.
Nah, I'm fucking with you. He paid me to say that.
I'm about to say, damn, Jesse.
He wanted a plug, so I threw him a plug. What up, Jesse?
There you go.
But yeah, man, it was good shit though, man. One thing I can say, because I know y'all running a short joint, but listen, does Deontay Wilder, y'all was in camp with him, right? Does he, from what y'all see, what he did in camp over that time versus what he did in the ring, does he stick to that plan, or does he just go in there and just abandon ship? That's what I want y'all to answer.
No.
100% to the game plan. It may not have worked at times, but there was moments. I think it was maybe the 4th round. Luis Ortiz threw a left hand, or feinted with the left hand, and Wilder did the check, the block with his right arm, and there was tons of stuff we saw in camp that he utilized in this fight. It just wasn't always successful.
And it's just, his best opponent is a southpaw. Listen, I mean, we got to go. It was 45 seconds. Drive by Mo. Thank you for calling in. But, his best opponent happens to be a southpaw as well. So it's double whammy. On the super chat, talking about double whammy, our good friend, we might as well play his intro because he hasn't been able to call since I found it. But he did send a super chat.
JD, motherfucker. There's a lot of things I like to move, so just try to get on my games on box, man. I don't know why they gonna call me for I'm a 54 pounder, but I have a brother that's at 160.
We actually got a couple of super chats we need to get to. Leno DiBiase says he had to make Sean Duck Time Porter say he was going to fight Spence in that interview. Hashtag Duck Dynasty. He's actually discussing when Adam was on the show. Adam is the reporter responsible for getting Sean Porter to say on camera and video that he will fight Earl Spence Jr. before Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia if the money is right. So shout out to Leno DiBiase on a super chat, and shout out obviously to our good friend JD, who says much respect to Wilder, can't call in, busy drinking, but wanted to give my respect to a real one. Hashtag Keith Thurman. He ain't say hashtag Keith Thurman, but you know that real one comes from Keith Thurman. Just saying. We're gonna keep these phone lines moving. We got CK in Cincinnati. Talk to us. Oh, Blog Talk Desperado music.
I hate that shit so much.
What about JP in Long Beach?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Hey, real quick, I like to see my Charlo brothers. I look at them like superheroes. And that energy I seen from Jermall last night when Danny rolled up, it kind of seemed like Big Brother was home. You feel me? Yeah, he didn't have that Charlo brother energy. Another thing, I'll give Deontay a C+ in that fight. I want to ask you guys a question. Can he box, or did he just get drunken by his own power last night? You let me know. Can he stay behind the jab and earn his way and work a knockout in, or is he just going to do this thing where he keep it cocked all night? Let me know.
No, I think he could get behind the jab, and he's proven that to you in the Bermain 1 and 2 fight. I just think that, again, his biggest opponent till date was a southpaw, and it was it's not easy. It's not easy.
And when they were fighting for the lead hand control, Ortiz was winning most of the time. He was.
And again, I keep repeating, as an orthodox fighter, you're not able to use your lead jab the way that you normally would. I mean, Matt says that you will with the height, but again, you got to assume that that's from a traditional fighter that was brought up in the traditional sense from 8 to 10 years old. Wilder started this at 19, turned pro 23 or something like that. 21, turned pro 23. I don't know. But I do want to say that in the time of this show, Matt, we've gone from 67,394 subscribers to 67,412. So that is a lot of people in a short amount of time. We want to continue to thank everyone that subscribes. Continue to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because guess what? We just reached that 67,000 yesterday. And look, we're halfway to 68, which means hashtag we're working. Hashtag road work. Hopefully we do some TBV road work. I've been talking to director / casual fan Enrique Church, who is seeming to be slightly interested in maybe heading to Jarrett Hurd, Swift Hurd in DC, and possibly do something. I'm also putting in some phone calls to Kevin Barry out there in Las Vegas with Joseph Parker to see if I can't do a little quick camp life and visit Joseph Parker before his fight with Anthony Joshua. I know that is the most positive camp that we can go to, so we just got to cross our fingers, hope that we can get in there, because these heavyweights do feel that we're heavyweight biased. But as you can see, and this is why I'm taking to the show to say, like, look, I'm texting, we're talking, they have to say yes. King Kong had to say yes. Wilder says yes. It's what can I do? I mean, look, the man texted me last night after the fight, and said he appreciates us. So it's like, yo, it's not us. You guys got to open the door. And I mean, you guys, the fighters. We're going out to the 407, maybe Majid, maybe not. 407, Orlando, 407, 496.
Yo, this is Donnell. It's my first time calling in.
Donnell, where you calling from?
I live in Miami now, but I'm originally from Orlando.
Okay. Orlando by way of Miami. Donnell, talk to us, man. 45 seconds, go.
Yeah, just want to say, first of all, thank you guys for this platform. You guys are amazing. I've been listening for about a year when I was living out in Brazil and moved back, and just happy I was able to get in. Just want to say it was a great fight by Wilder yesterday. He showed a lot of heart. Definitely has to tighten up on his fundamentals, but he showed a lot of heart. Looking forward to that Joshua fight. I had two questions for you guys. Are you guys gonna be doing the Border Wars out here in Florida? If so, when and how can I sign up? And two, do we not have a venue for the Hurd Lara fight yet?
I believe Hurd Lara's in Barclay, isn't it?
That's right.
Matt, can you double check that? And in terms of Border Wars, all you got to do is head on over to ThaBoxingVoice.com, and there is a banner on the right-hand side that says Border Wars Los Angeles, but that banner still takes you to the new Border Wars registration page. I'm going to have Jose change that. But yes, Border Wars Part 3, sign up today. Let me see when is the I got to find out when's deadline, but deadline isn't this March, and we are holding it in Florida. So Donnell, you're more than welcome. Just make sure you fill out the form, give up your boxing experience, your current weight, and your goal fight weight, and we'll take care of you from there, brother. I want to thank you for calling in. I'm going to go out to my good friend Alex in Canada by way of from Cuba by way of Canada, whatever. The point is, he's also in Border Wars, right?
Yeah, man, I signed up for sure, bro.
There you go.
Hell yeah, dude.
He's bringing that Cuban style of boxing to TBV's Border Wars, so be careful.
Yo, but not like Ortiz or Barrera, you know, not like them. I don't want to get knocked out. That's crazy, man. I'm still sad. Yo, I gotta tell you guys, you can't jab a southpaw the same way you jab a right-handed guy. So cut Deontay Wilder some slack, bro. He did the smart thing by not jabbing with Ortiz and giving him a chance to counter. And I hope Joshua fights him, man. Come on, let's see it. Let's see it. And just give me my crow, because I picked the two Cubans, like I always will. Delicious.
Congratulations.
He said delicious. Listen, Alex, man, thank you for calling in.
Hold on.
What up?
Never mind. My son wanted to say something. Now he got all tight.
Oh, he got scared?
Yeah.
What happened?
He's like, yo, I want to call in. Let me call in. I was like, it's too long of a wait. You want to say it here? You want to say it or what?
Tell him stop being scared. I was just telling my daughter she need to get into boxing so she could take over.
He's ready. Let's see how nervous he get. Come on. Come on. The people waiting to do this.
The people waiting to do
Go.
Let's go, little Ricky.
You alive.
Ricky.
I saw the fight too. I don't even watch boxing, but next time Wilder fights, I'm gonna watch it.
Why? What did he do? Why does he have your attention? Oh, he's gone. It's over.
Enrique snacked those headphones like you're messing up, son. You're not doing it good enough.
Yo, why you put him on a spot and hit him in the head like that?
I didn't do that.
Oh, that's crazy. You know somebody's seen that, they're gonna be calling diapers on you in a minute. Yo.
He saw Wilder fight without me. That's crazy.
No, I like that he came on. He said, I watched the fight too. I know your heart melted right there.
Yeah. He wrote it, and I said, yo, make sure you say that.
Oh, he was like his dad. He comes to the booth with something written. He ain't like Jay.
Nah, he ain't like Jay. We like, we like Kanye's in them.
Oh, Kanye's writes?
Yeah, they write.
Oh, Jay and Big don't write. Jay, Big, and Ness, we don't write.
They just repeated it in their head all night. That's what Jay said. His technique was like, I say it all day, and then I get in the booth. I got it. Boom.
Yo, so What was the moment of the night for you, Matt?
Of
Or the
the
weekend, rather. I guess I gotta say weekend.
Definitely that reaction by you in the live fight chat. That, and plus I was on that 30-second delay, so I didn't see the knockdown or the
Adam TBV, correspondent in New York City, was at Brooklyn Barclays Center yesterday. Said he spoke to Jarrell Hurd, who told him there is no venue set. There is no venue set. Interview up on the YouTube channel tomorrow. Shout out to Aaron. What the fuck I said, Aaron? Aaron is in LA. I'm in Adam. Excuse me, Adam. I do apologize.
Come on. Just because
Yo, Matt, why you mad? I got the Joe Button sound bites and you don't. You wish
I'm mad.
You wish you could be like this. Yeah. That's when something big is about to go down. Like Enrique about to drop a shirt. Go ahead, Matt. Matt about to talk.
Weekend highlight.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yo, we partying over here. Hit that thumbs up button.
I totally forgot what I was gonna say, Ness. So you win.
You started saying that the sound bite, when on the live boxing chat when Ness was like, "Oh shit," you were 30 seconds.
When he said, "Yo, he's done, doggy," I lost it. Dude. I was uncontrollably laughing at that moment. It was too funny. It was great. Like Ness's entire reaction to the fight made the fight better. I
was invested, B. First of all, I put money on it, and that shit hurt. I'm mad as hell because I'm from that Jay-Z Biggie area, Biggie, generation, Big L, Cam, early Cam, Confessions of Fire Cam, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I don't do the 4.0, I do the 4.6. So I went hard with my man when he looked me in the fucking eyes and he said, first round. And it ain't happen like that. But me thinking I'm smart, I'm like, I'm not going to just buy into the first. I'm going to spread that out a little bit.
Hold up, Ness. Because we all know, those that were listening to the live fight chat, that Pittsburgh Brew is the one that saved you and did an additional bet without you knowing that covered all the losses.
No, that's not true. You misunderstood it. So this is exactly
my story.
Listen. You misunderstood what he sold you because you're getting parts of the information. I made multiple bets. That's what going hard with my man means. You feel me? I believed in him, so I made multiple bets. So I made first round. I might have made a couple first through 3, 1 through 3 rounds. I might have made some of those. And then I might have made some parlays to back the bet so that you don't lose the dough.
I don't believe you. You need more people.
My man, we picked Wilder late. In
my story, Pittsburgh Brew is the one that saved you.
No. The thing is this. Brew knows more than me, so I thought I lost because Lenroy didn't win. But because Lenroy got a no contest, it still made my bet valid. So all I needed to do was get Wilder to win late, and my parlay was still valid. But we will be discussing parlays and bets and betting lines a whole lot more because we found a betting site that is reputable, that will also back your money in terms of, like, if Matt says I'm going to dump 100, they'll give, let's say, I don't want to say 100%, let's say 50% until I get all the details for you. And just because of that, I was going to release the name of the site. I won't do that until I send Matt the email. He can read it too or whatever. But the point is, let's say you dump 100, they're giving you 50 on that 100. For whatever, up to 1,000, is what they're backing. And, Pittsburgh Brew already uses them. They pay out within 48 hours. You could get paid in Bitcoin if you're, living dangerously enough. They do PayPal. They do bank transfers. They do all that. And, look, we might as well make some money around here. It's just the truth. And if we're not going to make money, we need at least to try and collectively as a community decide what is the right bet to make if one were to bet, so that the millions listening to this show can be more confident when they do bet. And how do we do that is by discussing a little small betting segment and then allowing every caller really to give their opinions, like basically like we did. Like, if I was an intelligent guy, I could have easily said, hey, retract my bet, because by the time the show was over, Matt, the world told me, Ness, don't put it on first round. Like, you guys were clear that even 1, 2, and 3 was not a good bet, but I let it ride. But the point I'm trying to make is if you do listen to this show by the end of those 3 hours, you really do know where to put your money. So now that we found a reputable place, I'm going to start putting your money, Matt's money, really. We'll play with Matt's money. You know how they say you always play with the house money? Well, we'll play with Matt's money.
No, my check. Come on.
No, why? Because if you're on Patreon, you've seen Enrique, or was that not recorded when Enrique flipped out and was like, yo, but why you taking my bed? Cuz I'm taking you off the bed. Enrique, when's episode 2 drop of Alabama Camp Life behind the scenes?
Yo, we didn't put it out. There was only 2 parts.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Got more stuff.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. So, guys.
Oh, that beat.
Yo. Oh, shit. Matter of fact, turn this off. My boy, everybody's favorite new caller. I mean, he's been calling for a while, but now he's more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And he be coming for throats. Legend, Darren, boxer / caller.
Oh,
what's going on, guys?
What up?
Last night solidified Wilder as the second biggest draw in the heavyweight division. Before it was all this questions: is he a draw? Is he not a draw? Look at that fucking crowd. I mean, Parker has never fought in a crowd that lit crowd, that size crowd in his fucking life, and that fucking fat bum is getting 37%. So I don't want to hear anybody talk about Wilder should just take what they're offering him. He deserves
37. Whoa! Where'd you get that number from, man? I've never heard of 37. I've always heard like 30 and 33.
Himself, because Kugan asked him, is Parker getting 35? He's like, no, a little bit over. So,
oh, wow.
Like 36, 37. He's like, yeah, around there. So Eddie confirmed that on iPhone.
Damn, that's high, bro.
I saw a different interview where he said 33.
It was after a post-fight. I think it was after the Kell Brook.
Yo, you got to send that soundbite. We don't believe you. You got to send that soundbite. Where's my Jay-Z soundbite at, Matt?
Listen.
No.
He said, he himself said Wilder deserves more because he brings more money from U.S. TV, because he said New Zealand TV is bullshit. They don't give you any money. They give you maybe like $50K. So U.S. TV is going to bring way more money. Also, and fucking Kovalev, another main event fucking trash fight by HBO. I don't know why you guys didn't talk about that shit either. Did you guys see Charlo got robbed last night after the Jacobs confrontation? He got robbed by some fat chicks in the club.
That's fake news.
Who said that's fake?
He said it's fake.
Charlo just retweeted, said it's fake. But I mean, he being honest, like if I got robbed, Enrique, I ain't gonna say it either.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's fake too.
What do you guys think Broner Figueroa pulled out? So what do you guys think is going to be replaced with? Do you guys have any idea?
Man, I don't know. This shit probably was strategic to give Broner another win.
And what did you guys think about the purses last night? Wilder 2.1 million, Ortiz 500K. What did you guys think?
I mean, I think that's decent. It's time Wilder, like, was for a while we've been knowing Wilder was getting like 1 something, right? So like 2 is good. I mean, I know that he compared to AJ, you know, it's like, oh
yeah, we can't compare that.
We can't compare it. You know what I mean?
Yes, I thought Ortiz would get more. I hope that he got more on the back end because we do know that there are back end bonuses. We do know that.
I hope they both got more on the back end.
I assume Wilder did because he is the PBC, one of their stable guys, and one of their stars. He definitely got a backdoor check.
I got more money than Crawford or Lomachenko or anybody else they get, right?
I don't know. That's you. That's your job. You like to compare.
I do. Why not? I mean, also, did you guys see fucking Estrada wrote a letter on Boxing Scene saying these fucking HBO crooks gave him only 100K? That fucking piece of shit Tom Lawford got $1 million from HBO, and he gave the whole card 500K combined. So Brandon Rios made 500K on PBC, and the whole Super Fight 2-card combined.
Yeah, but look, I mean, look,
that's a travesty right there.
Look, it is a travesty, and I'm glad that you're highlighting it. It's something that we didn't know about this particular.
Most fans don't know this.
Wait a minute. It's something that we didn't know about this particular situation, but I will say this. This isn't new, okay? These little guys have always gotten paid peanuts.
Yeah, but I don't want to hear the little guys don't sell because they sold more tickets.
I'm not saying they don't sell, legendary boxer. I'm saying they've always been given peanuts. That's why these networks invest in them, because they can get them cheap. Now, is it up to them to do what they're doing and kind of boycott and demand more and say, look, we're selling tickets?
Carter's on there. Carter's fucking, he only got 25K. I mean, Estrada and Carter's too would be badass on PBC. Fucking, what do you think about that? They should bring some small guys, and they sold 8,000 tickets, man. Linares and Lucas sold like 5,000 tickets in LA, so they can sell these fucking tickets. Lawler just kept half the money in his pocket off the top. That's what happened here.
I mean,
500K for 4 fights. That's bullshit.
That's something to ask Lawfer. Listen, legendary boxer, we got to cut it out. But listen, that's something to ask Lawfer. I'm actually texting Lawfer, Enrique, and Matt, trying to get us in there to do a camp life. In with Gennady as well. See, I'm talking to everyone. You know, I normally don't say this stuff, but I think that at this point we're growing rapidly. We continue to celebrate thousands of subscribers on a weekly basis. So maybe those same subscribers can put some of that internet pressure on these guys, because I mean, you know, it's like, I feel like Jermall Charlo. I'm not begging. I'm not begging to do an interview with you. I'm just trying to do my job. I'm just trying to prove that when TBV does something, we do something special. And we proved that with the Deontay Wilder. The comments, the messages. I mean, we got grown fighters asking us to come in now. And that is exactly what we wanted, but we want to be able to do that with everyone. And it shouldn't be difficult for us to have the access necessary to do the proper job. Because last time I checked, they didn't do an all access on Deontay Wilder for this fight. I think we did a phenomenal job in building up this fight, where Showtime and CBS dropped the ball and PBC dropped the ball. That shit up. We just picked that shit up. Tim Harder crossed over, alley-oop, Shaq, straight dunk. Yeah, I took it back to all the old heads, because I don't fuck with you new niggas.
Stay in your lane.
By the way, Kobe Bryant he won an Oscar for
Kobe.
Kobe won an Oscar on the Oscars tonight for a short animation called Basketball Dream.
Shout out to my man Kobe.
Yeah,
the legend.
Just sharing that.
So
well, anyway, outro. Come on, slam dunk the show.
We gonna rip a freebie of overtime right now.
Now we good. I'm hungry as shit.
All right, well then we outie.
Peace.
Peace. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. And yeah, you can catch my co-host at.
You can follow me on Instagram at Fight Talk. My YouTube channel is TBV_casual_fan. My Twitter handle is TBV_casual_fan as well. That's it. I am Enrique Church. Pass the ball to Matt.
I'm Matt, the Hipster Hunter. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TBV on Instagram. My MMA podcast, Mixed Combat Radios on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, etc. You can find my YouTube channel and Enrique's and Doomy, who is not here, all in the featured channel section on the Boxing Voices YouTube channels.
Woo!
Want to find it and you want to, don't want to search it, just go to the Boxing Voice. You're already here. You're on YouTube right now. It's right in the channel section. Go right there. Go hit subscribe to all this, cousin channels of TBV and spread the love. Spread the YouTube love. We're all here, one community, TBV fam. Been a good one, a great fight. Peace.
Peace.
Don't forget to drop us that 5-star review on iTunes. It helps with the visibility of the show. You could also drop us a 5-star review on Stitcher, but you can catch us anywhere the podcasts are found. iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, any podcast feeds. Thumbs up. They're always welcome in the future, present, past. Doesn't matter if you're watching this video now, later, tomorrow. Doesn't matter. Hit that thumbs up. Helps with the visibility of the show. It helps the show continue to grow. And yeah, Head on over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice for more exclusive, never before seen, behind the scenes content, exclusive shit. Definitely don't want to miss it. Plus rewards. Actually, rewards are going out. Frank, my man Frank, I'm sending something out for you. Actually, I got a list. I got it on the phone. Let me get my list out. Yeah, because I got a list now. Like I told you.
It ain't off the top.
Supposed to. What you mean it ain't off the top, fool? I stay doing
pulling out the cell phone like them new rappers.
Oh, yes, you're right. I get it. I get the joke. Tony Romeo or Romero, something's coming your way. Zachary, something's coming your way. My dude, Marvin Freeman, congratulations on the new house, the new job, the new baby. Something's coming your way. Caesar Cortez. And my man, this is actually Class and Bound, right? I think Joe Salas or something like that. Yeah, that's you. I'm sending something your way. Frank Coleman, I'm sending something your way. Holding it down the Patreon way. Head on over to Patreon and check out all the rewards. You heard today Mastermind, Ronald. Shout out to Ronald. You heard some Boomerang. Shout out to Stainless, Bruce, Jose, Info Joe,
Monster Peace,
Alex Lemon, everybody.
Jermall Charlo,
Jacobs,
Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz.
Al Heyman, thank you, Al Heyman. Where my check? Cut the check. Yo, we out.
And